wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Hey, here we go. It is Monday. Welcome to the KVJ show. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic weekend. Ready to get back at it. Going to feel a little bit different this week. It's going to be warm this week, not the chilly temperatures we have had. It's going to be in the 80s this week.
It was definitely warmer this morning, like all last week. Leaving my house, it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Had to bundle up like I was hitting the tundra.
Yeah, so you got to kind of mentally reset yourself a little bit because it is going to be a bit different.
I feel the humidity is back a bit as well.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
A little sticky.
Tough for your hair? It's
Yes.
worse. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. That's what you got to get ready for.
This humidity, if you got hair problems, hashtag hair problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Over the weekend, I saw a lovely photo talking about hair. It was the album cover for Jaybird and Denny's and Suits'. What is it? Are you guys doing? Is it kind of like a 70s soft rock group? Is it yacht rock kind of thing?
I watched an Eagles documentary right when the pandemic hit, and fell in love with their story and their hair. And me and Suits and Denny's were trying to do something fun to kind of pass the time, so we started to start singing together and grow our hair out. And I love a pact with friends.
Yeah,
I just love that kind of stuff.
That's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
So you did the photo shoot over the weekend.
A lot of people had comments.
Oh, they did.
A lot of comments. Not only about the photo, Kevin, but about the music we make.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they did. Yeah. Okay.
Stay the course.
Always.
Yeah, just stay the course.
You can't stop this train.
Times with an artist. You put yourself out there and...
I wear these heart glasses now. You know why? These heart glasses, they block out the hate, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Love vibes only.
Love vibes only. I like that.
That's what we got for you. All right, well, you can lock us in here for Monday. We got a ton of stuff we're going to be getting to. We have the winner, at least the winning numbers for the Mega Millions. How did we do with the numbers we picked out on Friday? We'll cross-reference that.
Well, we're here, so that should tell you
we didn't win.
Something.
We'll give you that. We got some column outs coming up here before 8 o'clock this morning. Play a little round of Think Fast, and you can watch it all on Kvj Tv. Just go to YouTube right now and look for the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I'm sure you maybe saw it over the weekend. Larry King passed away. His son confirmed his death. You know, he had been hospitalized with COVID in late December and had a bunch of other issues, including lung cancer he had battled, a heart attack he had battled, and I guess his body just said, oh, you're done. I mean, 87, the man had a great run.
7 divorces or 7 marriages.
I think it was 8.
8?
I think he had 8. Yeah. I think he had 8.
And he was still working, you know? I mean, he had been still hosting programs. I see him all the time doing infomercials. I mean, the man was still hustling.
We have a clip of the last thing he basically said, which is kind of, for the moment, it's pretty good.
Is this before he got the COVID?
This is the last thing he said, I believe, on the last broadcast he did.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of goodbye, how about so long?
So long.
Isn't that something?
Oh.
Almost like he knew.
Well, that was when he was leaving CNN, I think.
No.
That's not.
Was it?
That was recent.
No, he left CNN in 2010.
So how do you know he was dying?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he knew he was dying, but that was at the most recent clip of him in his interview.
Interesting little twist. Yeah, Larry King actually got going in Miami. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but he's from New York, and he hopped a train when he was 23 and came to Miami and started doing radio in Miami. Yeah, he was basically, when he first started, he was just doing kind of odd jobs around the radio station. And then the morning jock just suddenly quit. And they're like going, hey, why don't you take over?
He was like, perfect.
Yeah. And I think his last name was Zyger. And the guy's like, we can't have that kind of a Jewish name on a radio station here in Miami. And he looked, and there was a ad open in the Miami Herald for King Liquors. And he said, that's going to be your name, Larry King. And then that's how they got it. It was from King Liquors in Miami. And he was down there for a while. In fact, Larry King was part of the original radio team that covered the Super Bowl champion, undefeated Miami Dolphins in 1972. Oh. He was a lifelong Dolphins fan. In fact, when he went to CNN, his first guest was Don Shula, the Dolphins coach. So
wow,
kind of carried that on.
You're a King head.
Yeah, well, honestly, in our industry, Larry King is regarded as a titan, and he's regarded, too, as one of the best interviewers ever. In fact, there's a Larry King quote that I love, and I think that anybody, no matter what your field is, can take with you. He says, I remind myself every morning, nothing I say this day will teach me anything. So if I'm going to learn, I must do it by listening. Oh. And he was known as being really good at being able to listen when people would talk, and that was the one thing he would do. And he would just ask good questions. And he said, why was a great question, because you couldn't really give a yes or no answer for that. And people had to open up when you asked somebody why.
Damn, the Kevin Ralston just hijacked your dirt.
I love it.
I'm just adding to it. I'm not hijacking.
I mean, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought Larry King deserved a little time there.
He does.
Because he's a South Florida guy, and there's some good connections there.
He had a good run.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he did not get the pardon from Donald Trump. Joe Exotic is now petitioning President Biden.
Oh, okay. Because he's got nothing else going on that's important?
Well, Joe Exotic now believes he was, quote unquote, too gay for Trump to pardon him. But he thinks that now, because Biden maybe is more, liberal, that Biden will actually look at his paperwork and realize that Joe has been convicted erroneously.
Better get used to those bars, kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good luck.
And also, Hank Aaron passed away. The Hall of Fame baseball player passed away at the age of 86.
I mean, just legend, in my opinion, the true home run king.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife?
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That amazing Tom Brady. Boy, oh boy. How about that, huh?
Magical.
His team had to go on the road throughout the entire playoffs, just winning every game. And now they're going to be the first team in the history of the NFL to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium after their win yesterday. Pretty amazing stuff.
Toss to Godwin. He's got the first down, and this game's over. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to Super Bowl 55.
Super Bowl 55 in Tampa, Florida.
How about that, huh?
A home game?
Brady's hungry.
Of course Brady's playing the Super Bowl on a home game.
Doing something that people have never done. His 10th Super Bowl.
He's going to win it, me.
I don't know. It's going to be a pretty good game. I like the matchup. So we'll see what winds up happening. They beat the Packers 31-26 in Green Bay yesterday. And then in the other game, you had the Chiefs and the Bills.
One more snap. Mahomes goes to a knee. The Chiefs are back-to-back AFC champions. They are headed to Super Bowl 55 as a road team to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chiefs win the AFC Championship 38, Buffalo 24.
Okay. How's your husband, Panda?
Oh, boy.
Doing today?
There was a fog of silence and sadness that crept in right around halftime.
Halftime is where it started to hit him.
Halftime was kind of like, ugh.
What was the score at halftime?
I don't remember, but it was deafening. The silence was deafening.
I think the Bills had 12, was it like 21-12, something like that?
Yeah, and they were trying to rally, but,
it was hopeful. There was a chance. So, but I think it was the Chiefs. They had gone up. It was like 9-0, and it looked good at the beginning part. The Bills did, and then the Chiefs, I think, rattled off like 3 touchdowns in a row.
Did Panda drink Crown when he was down?
No, he didn't do that last night. I mean, he just was not in the mood.
Well, then you have to deal with drunk, sad guy after the loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. So the Super Bowl matchup has been set. It's going to be right here in Florida in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going to be there, and Harry is talking about his historic Super Bowl run.
To go on the road and win another road playoff game is just a great achievement. Now home Super Bowl for the first time in NFL history. I think puts a lot of cool things in perspective. Anytime you're the first time doing something, it's usually a pretty good thing.
I think the only person more sad than your husband, Panda, might be Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
It is going to definitely start the narrative of anytime somebody wants to herald him as the greatest coach of all time, be like, yeah, but you had Tom Brady.
Exactly.
You let Tom Brady go.
Yeah, he went to Super Bowls without you.
Dang.
Yeah, so unless
maybe it wasn't you after all.
Unless Belichick goes to a Super Bowl without Brady, yeah, people are always going to be able to say that. So we'll see.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jaybird?
I got a lot on my mind. I'll try to go quick here.
Okay.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to One Vicious V. She came over and stocked my bar up for me.
Oh, wow.
Like a traveling witch with potions. She comes along with all of these bottles. And yeah, she set up my little bar area. Didn't ask for it, but she brought it.
Well, when I come over, I want to make sure there's libations.
There is.
I don't go to no house that they don't have no booze.
Well, she stopped by twice, and both times she brought a lot of alcohol. Both times.
That's what she does.
I am tickled pink.
She's like a booze fairy.
Wet your whistle.
Yeah, but that was fun. Thank you for coming over. I appreciate. The other thing I wanted to talk about. On Facebook Messenger, you can send somebody a message, and then I feel like you can take your message back. Okay, for example, someone sent me a message on Messenger, and I saw it pop up on my phone, and it kind of looked like a juicy type of message.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to it right away because I was distracted doing something else, but I knew...
What was it about?
It looked like I don't know. It was
kind of like a sexting thing, like some dirty talk.
It just looked like somebody was trying to get my attention, and then I go a few minutes later, and then it says on the Facebook, this person unsent a message, and I try to go back in there and to get it. Now my mind is just wondering what this thing is, and it looked like it was just something interesting to read.
Somebody probably had a couple cocktails, thought they were. Gonna just throw a line out there and see what they could get.
Too bad you can't see it.
I want to see what it said, but that's my question. Can you go back anyhow and get those unsent messages?
I don't know how to do that.
I know. I don't know if you can do that.
If anybody knows how to do it, Denny's does.
It was so fleeting, and I caught a glimpse of the verbiage. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Let's just see what this is about. And now it's gone, and I don't know what it said.
You kind of got all looking forward to
a little bit.
There's some dirty talk, and then
I don't know what it was, Kevin.
Well, what was the context of it? Was it aimed at you?
Yes.
Somebody was talking dirty to you?
Well, just like Kevin said, it seemed like this person had some cocktails and was getting a little brave, and then they realized that they got too brave and deleted it.
They looked back at their messages after they sobered up.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Because when you get the messages on your phone, it pops up. You can only get half of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, the opening line got my attention. And then it's gone.
And it was from a chick?
Yeah.
And you know this chick?
No, but very good looking. But I don't know if it was... I don't know
a Russian bot.
I don't know if all of the contents were... No, it's a real person.
Okay.
It is a real person. I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyone knows, let me know. If you can retrieve that.
Okay. All right.
It looked like a good read, Virginia.
Virginia, what do you have on your mind today?
Well, it's kind of in the same little vein about like Facebook messaging strangers. So I know somebody, and you know this person too, and they're dating. They're throwing lines out into the sea to see what happens. Is it acceptable? Is it okay for somebody to send a message on Facebook Messenger and ask you out that way? Because I said yes. I think it is.
It's not 1984 anymore. It's a different time. I think it's okay now.
I think that even if you're not friends, if you see somebody on Facebook Messenger, it's fine. You can send them a message. If they don't want to go out with you, they don't have to.
Well, what's the difference of?
But there was a debate about if you're not friends with them and you don't know them, you should not be messaging them. You have to meet them before you can private message somebody.
You're being a creeper or you're being weird.
Right. They were like, you're just going on Facebook and looking for hot girls, and it looks weird. And he was just going on Facebook and looking for hot girls. What he did was he was looking at friends of friends.
Look, bottom line is this. You throw lines out there. Some people may be offended by it. Some people may not be. You just try. What's the difference between doing it that way or going up to somebody in public and asking for their number? It's almost creepier or more.
It's more aggressive face to face. I think it's a lot easier to tell somebody no on Facebook Messenger.
I shouldn't say creepier. It's just more intimate, and it can be more awkward if you do it in person. I don't think they did anything wrong.
I don't either. So if you're out there trying to make it happen, don't listen to the haters.
Yeah.
You don't have to be friends with somebody on Facebook to reach out to them.
We've got a lot of Facebook questions that we don't. We're old.
Social media etiquette, big question. What I got on my mind here today is I always do appreciate all of the advice people give us. Say, oh, you got to check out this show. You got to check out that show. And so I do check them out, and I always like to give my feedback on stuff. Lupin was one of those shows. A lot of people are saying, hey, it's on Netflix. You got to check it out. In fact, we got an above average amount of recommendations for that show. And so I finally figured out how to switch it from French, which it was originally recorded in, into English. They do overdubs, and it's not that bad. I will tell you, Lupin, it's a series. Got through season 1 over the weekend. You're waiting on season 2. And remember how we were talking about a week or so ago here on the show about all those cliche things that happen in movies or TV shows? It had about all of them. And it really, at one point in about maybe the first or second episode, my wife turned to me, she's like, this is really kind of corny. And it really was kind of corny. It was one of the things where, for instance, there's this big, really meathead kind of guy, and he's going to go and he's going to put on another guard's uniform. And of course, the uniform fits him perfectly. All he does is he makes a comment, be like, oh, this thing's really tight, but it didn't look tight. You know, when you wear a shirt that's a button-up that's too small, that stretches it, didn't do that. The shirt fit perfectly, but they tried to remedy it by saying, yeah, it fits a little tight.
That's funny.
Yeah, and it was just, that is one of about 30 things that I kind of noticed. So, you know, it's okay. I'd probably put it a B or a B minus.
I'm not selling it for me.
I'm not selling it to anybody. In fact, don't watch it because I'm talking about it. I'm just kind of giving the report of people and what they'd said. I was really kind of surprised that it got that many positive remarks. But, you know, I did check it out, and, you know, thanks. I do appreciate that. You know, I'm trying to watch a lot of Spanish language stuff. And so Netflix in Mexico, or at least they've got kind of a Mexican group, you can tell they're putting together their own stuff. I told you about the Club de Cuervos that I watch, and it's, you know, mostly in Spanish. There's a few English lines here and there. And I started watching another one. I think it was the same people because there was a couple of actors that went back and forth, and it's also made by Netflix called Monarch. And it's really kind of cool. It's like a family that owns a tequila company, and of course the Narcos de Traficante is involved with it, so you got some, you know, that kind of like stuff. And so if you like that, it's kind of good. But it's Spanish language. So if anybody's got any shows, Spanish language they'd like to recommend, those are kind of the things I'm trying to check out, is watch more of those. But Netflix does some quality Spanish language stuff.
Man, I'm in such a Netflix slump. I must have gone to Netflix 5 different times this weekend and ended up just going to the Peacock Network to watching The Office. I can't get in a groove, baby.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. And I thought, wasn't Netflix saying that every single week they were going to be debuting something brand new for you to check out? And I don't know what that is. If they, you know, did something this last week, I don't know what the debut was.
I ended up settling. I did watch a Matthew McConaughey movie, but it was an older one called Mud. I'm like, I'm watching Mud.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I'm in a slump.
I hear you. Yeah, you want to try to find something good.
I need to find a new show that I can binge and that I love. I almost tried that Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders, yeah.
I'm wondering if I would, is that bingeable? Would I like that?
I enjoyed it, yeah. It's every season has got a whole new storyline that goes on, and like I said, if you like 1920s era British gangster, then you would like it.
I gotta stop binge watching these food shows because it's making me fat. I'll be full watching these shows, and then by like halfway through, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll eat an extra chocolate croissant. It gets me hungry.
Yeah.
It's food foreplay.
Yeah.
I gotta stop watching food shows.
Yeah, I cannot watch Top Chef if I'm hungry. I will annihilate my kitchen.
Do you do that thing where you'll have food and you don't eat it right away, and you watch the show to kind of just for the anticipation of the food?
I don't play games
Yeah,
like
you've got
that.
this weird-
You've got this weird build-up that you enjoy, and some kind of build-up and release. I don't know what's going on over there.
Fat Kevin, it makes the food taste so much better.
It does, huh?
No, when I'm hungry, I eat.
I like the torture of being hungry and knowing it's right there. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, there's that quesadilla. Ooh, don't eat it yet, Bird.
Kind of a weird dude. Yeah.
At least you're consistent, though. You've always been weird.
Somebody did recommend there was a Netflix show. It's called We Are the Champions, and it's different episodes. I only watched one, but it was about in England. They do this cheese rolling down a hill, and people chase the cheese. It's amazingly steep hill, and people are snapping ankles and breaking their collarbones and things like that going down this hill chasing this cheese. They do it once a year. It's an unsanctioned event. And that actually, oddly enough, it's like 30 minutes long, 40 minutes. It was pretty good.
Netflix does cool programming like that. I heard that those guys and girls that follow the cheese wheel or whatever, they're considered stars in their town. People go up, they want autographs. Is that true?
It was interesting because they showcased this woman. She's won it 3 times, and she was going for the record 4th time that a woman has ever won it 4 times. And so it really was kind of fascinating. And there's one guy that just wins every year. He's won it like 22 times, something like that. And
That's annoying. He's like the Tom Brady.
Well, he's got techniques on how he tucks and rolls because you can't go down this hill without falling. So almost everybody's falling and rolling and tumbling viciously down this hill, but he tucks and rolls, hits his feet, runs a little bit more, tucks, falls, rolls, and he wins all the time.
There's no way people don't think that guy's cool. He probably walks around town.
He's kind of a
Does
stud.
he wear a helmet?
No, nobody wears helmets.
What the hell?
They go down. In fact, the girl who had won 3 times, she said one year they had just been out drinking all night and they showed up the next morning, kind of forgot the race was going on, and she just jumped the fence at the last second and started running down the hill.
Had that alcohol courage.
Yeah, and still won. Yeah.
Dang.
There's another program on the Netflix you would like. It's about athletes who were the ones that lost and how they dealt with the big moments. I think one guy was a boxer that completely blew it. It was an underdog beat him. He had to live with that loss.
Kind of like a Bill Buckner kind of moment?
Yes, I think you'd like that one too.
That would be cool. Yeah, so thanks for the recommendations. Do like it. I saw that they say when it comes to streaming now, Americans are spending an average of $47 a month on their streaming services. That's up 24% from last year when it was just $38 a month. Netflix is still the most popular, followed by Amazon Prime and Hulu. Those are the top 3 that people are getting. So if you're streaming shows, definitely keep letting us know. I do like checking out new stuff. And in fact, somebody texted in and said, hey, I just saw Jaybird's story on my paranormal show. So cool.
Ooh.
Yes, and then a new story's coming out with Ozzy Osbourne. He's analyzing our ghost footage, which is pretty surreal.
Kind of all over it. So there you go. Any recommendations, you can always let us know. 877-979-WRMF.
Now back to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF.
And into our 3rd week of Bird and Suits' Great Diet Challenge. Trying to both lose some LBs, and 3 weeks from now we'll do the final weigh-in, and the person who loses is going to strip down to a bikini and skip around to Publix.
Sexy.
Yeah. Going to be pretty good.
Sure, Publix is cool with all this.
Yeah.
We didn't tell him.
No.
Might have to go around the parking lot or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, man.
We'll make it work. Yeah. Okay, so we've heard about your diet, Jaybird, and it sounds like you're kind of like a tortoise and a hare here because you're taking the slow approach to losing the weight, but at the very end you go really crazy and double down?
Well, I think I had a better weekend and week the last week than I did the first week.
Okay.
And it's just about getting better, my friends.
Do you have any kind of cheat meals this weekend?
I might have.
Okay. What did you eat over the weekend?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I delved in some pizza.
Okay.
I delved in some Tex-Mex.
Okay.
I did delve into some turnovers.
Okay.
I saw some BurgerFi wrappers all over your house.
I delved into some BurgerFi. That's why I don't like Virginia coming over. Too many note-taking.
Yeah.
Too many notes.
I'm looking on the floor. There's like M&Ms on the floor. I'm like, what happened here?
That's not a true statement.
I picked up M&Ms off your kitchen
That's
floor.
because probably Rocco dropped them.
No.
Suits, how do you feel like you've been doing on the diet?
I've been all right. I only had one cheat meal. It was Mom's birthday, so we did a nice dinner on Friday night. But other than that, I've been pretty steady and trying to
Did you guys go out or you stayed in?
Ordered in. Just because she's still not really big on going out right now.
Gotcha.
But I had some pasta, so it was a little bit of a cheat meal. But other than that, I've been pretty good.
Okay.
Trying to count calories.
Are you doing anything special when it comes to exercise or diet, or just
No, but I need to start doing that because I'm not seeing the results as fast as I want to. So I have to start working out this week.
Okay. All right.
I've been walking. It don't spell good news for Suits if I start running again, because the weight drops quick, kid.
It does.
I'll start running too.
Look out.
I can compete in this thing.
Okay.
He can just chase each other.
I'd be okay with that.
So it doesn't sound like we've had a lot of intensity in the first 2 weeks, kind of a slow roll into this thing.
I think it's been more intense the second week.
Okay.
It hasn't been Kevin Ralston intense.
We have the scale if you want to check and see how they did.
Yeah, we do. We want to see exactly where we are, because I think week 1 we were
182 for both of us.
182. Okay. Let's see if we've had any improvement or which direction we've gone here.
I can't take off my shorts because I don't wear no drawers today.
Oh, sexy.
Okay. Well, we're going to get an actual weight here, with I guess the clothes on. Okay. Jaybird's taking off his hoodie. There you go. All right. Showing it off there a little bit. Okay, hopping on the scale. How you looking, Bird?
How much have you lost?
I'm at 182.
Okay. 2 weeks, same place.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Suits, let's see what you've been doing here.
Well, you shouldn't put any on.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, Suits.
Oh, Suits clocking in at 178.
4 pounds.
Okay.
4 pounds.
I gotta get my crap together.
Dang.
That's a good lead.
You letting this young kid show you up on the radio?
Yeah, I mean, everyone shows me up on the radio.
Nothing new.
No, nothing new.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Suits is off to the early lead. 4-pound jump on the Bird.
Yeah, that's a man who was not eating pies over the weekend right there.
No, like I said, the one cheat meal. I'm trying to take this serious. I do not want to wear a bikini and run around in public.
Okay. All right, well, it's 3 weeks from today. We'll find out who that is. Somebody who is eating mighty nice, looking good, too, Tom Brady. I mean, how good does he look? Not only just the way he plays at 43 years old, he's playing like he did 10 years ago, but he looks amazing. He looks like he could be like in his early 30s. Just incredible.
He must have a deal with the devil.
Well, what is he doing? Maybe a lot of it has to do with his food. So what does Tom Brady eat on a daily basis? What is his diet like? And maybe what is his true secret? The fountain of youth. I got the breakdown for you on that coming up next here at the KVJ Show. For the first time ever, you have got a team playing in their home stadium for the game. And of course, based on great storylines, that person would be Tom Brady, playing his 10th Super Bowl in his team's home stadium in Tampa Bay.
So annoying.
What do you have to say to someone like this? Jay in the chat room goes, dude threw 3 interceptions, is getting praised. Bucks defense bailed him out. Do you agree with that statement?
He had some moments, where he had some throws that were not necessarily very good. There were some flawed moments. He had some good moments. He had some bad moments. But somehow through the whole thing, he's still doing well.
Does he deserve the praise he's getting?
Yeah, he does, because I think he's helped pull a team together. There's something about leadership, too. There's that ability to be able to be calm enough and kind of be able to rally the troops. A guy who's been there before. They were talking about Tom's leadership throughout the locker room, and as guys really hang on every word Tom Brady says, and he's breaking it down to these guys saying, look, I've been here 9 times before, and you have to right now look at it where they were when he was talking to the team. He said, we've got 12 quarters left. He's like, look at it that way. Let's not just keep focusing on the Super Bowl. Let's focus on this next quarter. And so things like that, helping younger players along. Plus, he's brought in some other players along with him, like Gronkowski is there because of Tom Brady. even though he didn't play Antonio Brown and some things like that. So, yeah, I mean, what is the X factor? Do we want to keep not giving Tom Brady credit in his 10th Super Bowl and say, no, anybody could have done it? No, not everybody could have done it.
He's magical.
Yeah, Tom Brady does things to a different level. So what is it that Tom Brady is doing? Because he looks amazing. He's 43 years old, and he's never been more handsome. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, they didn't start off the second half very well. I thought maybe he just went into the locker room and just looked at himself in the mirror for the entire halftime because he is gorgeous. I probably would too. I just look at myself in the mirror all day long. I wouldn't do anything else. A lot of it could be diet. You know, he has that TB12 supplement line that is out there, and by him looking so great, you want to get whatever TB12 is selling because, man, if I could be half as good as Tom Brady, I'd be doing all right. He had a book that came out in 2017, kind of detailed what he eats on a daily basis. And I believe a lot of times your diet does kind of reflect how you wind up looking.
Something tells me and Brady's diets don't jive.
Yeah, I don't think they're necessarily on the same page.
I think they're polarizingly opposite.
He's a vegan, right?
No.
He's not?
No, he's not.
Huh.
Yeah.
I got to stop reading the chat room.
He doesn't eat processed foods.
Okay, so he's not going to eat no Chef Boyardee meatballs.
Never.
Yeah, he talked about a lot of the foods and how they look bland, and it's because of the processing and whatnot. So he goes for vivid type of foods. He likes fruits. His personal chef said that the Brady clan eats about 80% vegetables. So he does eat a lot of vegetables, but he starts off his day. He said a typical day for Tom Brady kind of starts with like a berry and banana smoothie pre-workout. Then he'll have like avocado and eggs for breakfast, salads with nuts and fish for lunch, hummus, guacamole, mixed nuts for snacks, and roasted vegetables and chicken for dinner.
When you got that kind of money, you just walk into a room and bam, it's right there, ready to go.
It is nice that he does have a chef, and considering, you know, what his body does for him, I mean, it's if you got that kind of money, it makes sense to pay it.
It's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you're here going to the Super Bowl for the 10th time.
Yeah.
Your body is a machine of high function for a purpose.
Because you're snacking on nuts and avocado.
You ain't going to find him eating Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that you can really kind of learn from this and what Tom Brady eats. A lot of it just sounds kind of like the Mediterranean diet, which a lot of people recommend is saying that's the best diet out there. The other thing you'll notice about Tom Brady is how much liquid he drinks in a day, 12 to 25 glasses of water. He talks about how important hydration is, and the first thing he does at 6 a.m., he gets a 20-ounce glass of water infused with electrolytes.
That's what a few doctors have said. As soon as you wake up and you're going to go to the bathroom, whatever, first thing you should do before you pee or poop is to drink a big old glass of water. First thing you should do.
That's what Tom Brady does. I'm going to have to start doing that.
I've heard that from a few different people, that when you wake up, your body needs that hydration. You've been asleep for hopefully 8 hours, and your body's thirsty.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you anyway. I mean, I don't know if they know what they're talking about, but they say drink a lot of water in the morning, Virginia.
Yeah.
I keep it on my nightstand, too, because sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'm so dry. But that's probably because I drink a lot.
Another little tip that Tom Brady has in his diet, he is focused on eating alkalizing foods or foods meant to decrease inflammation in your body. So worry about and focus on inflammation and things that you can do. You got me on that turmeric, Virginia.
Yeah.
And I do that now to try to, every single day I take that to try to reduce inflammation. So that's a big thing. That's what Tom Brady does, and it helps with the aging process as well.
Inflammation just feels like it's bad.
What's sore on your body, Kev?
Well, you get inflammation in many different ways. It's not even necessarily being sore, but that's a lot of times the things that causes problems.
Inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even just like your organs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me and your organs are definitely inflamed.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So that's why it's good to work on alkalizing foods and taking things like turmeric that have a purpose. On game days before he goes out and gets his team to the Super Bowl, what does Tom Brady have? His meals are simple, does basically a smoothie and an almond butter and jelly sandwich.
Almond butter's not cheap, y'all.
Yeah, well, you're Tom Brady. So.
All of those fancy nut butters are like $10.
Now, apple butter, that stuff you can get real cheap.
I don't think Tom Brady's going to eat apple butter.
Gosh, apple butter's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably not many things that match up with your diet and his. He does have some cheat meals, though. He says that he will every now and then have pizza, bacon, things like that.
He has one slice of pizza and claims I'm eating pizza. Bitch, no, you're not.
He does say that if he is going to do any kind of cheat meal, he makes sure it's really good. He said there's nothing worse than having a bad piece of pizza and saying this isn't that good and wasting the calories on it. So when he cheats, he does, and he does it right. He likes chocolate as well. So that's what Tom Brady does.
I'm not buying his chocolate love for no.
You want to see somebody who eats chocolate like a man?
Yeah.
Jaybird.
Thank you.
One thing that is a little bit different in diets is Tom Brady to my wife. I posted up a photo just to kind of see, would you eat this? Because I was really surprised. I put it up on my Twitter yesterday, and there are actually a lot of people saying, yeah, what's the big deal? I would totally eat that. It's pretty gnarly. On Saturday morning, my wife's on this hot dog kick. She loves hot dogs. And she grilled up like 3 hot dogs, and they were sitting out throughout Saturday, and then we got to yesterday, and one was just sitting there like, this is gnarly. She's like, don't touch that. I'm going to eat that later. I'm like, it's been sitting here on the grill since Saturday morning. She ate it last night. So I took a photo of it, and I was like, okay, who would actually eat this? And she was trying to say, look, she's like, you gringos don't get it. You're soft and weak. She's like, that's no big deal at all. But this is a hot dog that sat out for 36 hours. You ever seen those like gnarly like gas station hot dogs? This actually looked worse.
I think all that sodium and crap preserves that meat. I don't think you can leave a hot dog out, I think.
Yeah, I hate hot dogs, but I do what the queen does. I've eaten stuff that's been out for a day and a half, and I mean, I got a stomach like a cow.
And she gringo shamed you?
Gringo shamed me, yeah. Like I'm just too soft and weak, and us gringos just don't quite get it.
Well, I feel like if you ate that hot dog, that would give you the runs. But I think the queen's got a tougher stomach.
You're right. She definitely does. She got tougher everything.
I think you'd be ill.
I mean, hot dog farts are something else, though.
And she had them.
Oh, baby.
It was terrible.
I'm so sorry, Kevin.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling the story.
Are you okay?
It was one of the grossest weekends I've had in a while.
As soon as you said hot dogs, that's the first thing I thought of. Oh, hot dog farts.
Oh, Kevin.
It was terrible. You want to see the gnarly hot dog and leave your comments. Would you eat it or not? Go to the KVJ Show Facebook page. I posted up there as well. And somebody's saying, hey, to check it out, Tom Brady went into details on Dak Shepard's podcast about his regimen in life and things like that. So.
Yes, I listened to that podcast. It was pretty interesting. He was very open.
Anything else that you learned in addition to what I talked about with his diet? I know he stretches a lot. He's got a guy that kind of goes around. I saw that from the documentary they did a couple years ago on Facebook, where he's always working on his flexibility.
That's a big thing, too, they say.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So when I see something like that, I'm like, what is Tom Brady doing? Because whatever I can afford to do, I'm going to do it just like Tom.
Stretching is free, Ralston.
No, you're right. Absolutely. Stretching is free. So if you got anything else to throw into the mix, you can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Okay. Got a celebrity birthday today. So let me give a shout out to Alicia Keys is turning 40 years old. And I saw that they just rescheduled her show for Hard Rock Live. Going to be in September. So Hard Rock has started to reschedule some events that were canceled with COVID. Nothing really starting before May, but they are starting to kind of get a little bit of a lineup back.
Gotcha.
Starting then. So
you got to start planning. You got to start planning for when life does get back to normal, and we think it'll be May, June, July, hopefully.
This is going to be the interesting thing, is to see, what things do get rescheduled, what does come back, what doesn't. Over the weekend, they canceled Ultra again.
No.
The Ultra Music Fest, yes. If you love your EDM, you're not going to get it in 2021. It was scheduled for March at Bayfront Park in downtown Miami, and they are hoping for a 2022 return. So that's not coming back.
Eating a bunch of Molly and hanging all over your friends is not COVID friendly.
I went to that thing one time. It was quite the experience. For a guy who hates techno, it was miserable.
Yeah, it's tough. It's loud. Mm-hmm. Also got some other birthdays here to Kaylin, turning 8 from Mommy and Hattie Mae. Also, happy birthday to Ben from Sarah, Bridget, and Errol. Sarah had sent that in for her hubby. Happy 10th birthday to Rylan from Mom, Dad, and Kinley. And Michelle, happy birthday from Matt and the kids in Ashton, Georgia. So thank you for listening to us there. You can listen to us anywhere or watch the show too on YouTube. Check it out by just going to the KVJ show and check out our podcasts on our podcast app, 97.9 WRMF. You can download it absolutely for free. And want to let people know too, you can also get us on smart speakers. You can listen live each weekday from 6 to 10 a.m. when you tell your smart speaker to play the KVJ show. Or if you want to listen any other time of day, you tell your smart speaker to play the KVJ show podcast. And that's how you can get us. Well, how did we do with the Mega Millions? We picked out some numbers on Friday. There was a winner. It obviously was not us.
Oh, we wouldn't be here if it was.
I would actually.
Bird would show up.
I would.
We would have to go get our money. Monday's the day.
You do it after the show. Got to get them dirts in, right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
important.
Welcome to the KVJ show here for your Monday morning. We are here and not $1 richer than we were on Friday when we picked out our Mega Millions numbers. We were throwing some eggs, Virginia to Bird, and the ones that didn't break we considered were lucky. Apparently not lucky enough.
Not lucky at all.
No, not lucky at all, actually. Yeah. The winner was one ticket sold in Novi, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit. $1 billion is what the Mega Millions got to before the drawing on Friday night.
Dang.
It was a big week last week because the Powerball was huge, and somebody won that earlier in the week in Maryland, and then in Michigan, one person. It seems like just one for each of those massive jackpots. Now, looking at the winning numbers, 4, 26, 42, 50, 60, and the Mega Ball number was 24.
Dang.
I'm looking to see our numbers, and we did not match one.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, and nope.
Nope. None of them.
Damn it, Bird.
Yeah. And even the numbers that Jaybird had dreamed last week, none of those matched either.
No, I played those too, because just in case he was running a week behind, I played the ones that you had said the week before. Like, you're like, I see 11.
The ones from last week, though, you have to play them this week. I know it's confusing. Because the
ones the jackpot's not that big.
Well,
dude,
yeah,
the ones you're reading off, I was
yeah.
only off by a number. You had a 5, a 9, 11, a 23, a 31, and a 40. But there was I think a 39 you had said. It was
He didn't say 39.
There was a couple that were in the mix, in the hunt. I'm dancing around it.
There was a 4 and you chose 5.
Boom.
Yeah, there was a 26 and you chose 23.
Yeah.
There was a 42 and you chose 40.
So just dancing. Just kind of.
Well, you can say that about any numbers you pick.
Trying to stay positive.
I'm trying to stay realistic. You need to focus better. I still believe you are the key to us winning.
Because I'm doing so great.
You haven't applied yourself.
All right. You're right. I'm sandbagging this thing. I got to concentrate.
Not really trying.
You're right.
We've talked about this. You need to go in a room with no distractions. Maybe eggs wasn't the right way.
I need to go in the woods and just listen for the
murderer.
Just
right before he murders you, the numbers will come to you.
I love it. But then they'll die with you.
You won't get to play them.
Number 3.
Oddly enough, the serial killer will actually play them and and up his game. Now, this is something, I don't know if it has to do with the psychic abilities or if it's anything else. Hopefully it's not any kind of like a medical thing, but you say that your bones are vibrating, Jaybird?
Yeah, all my bones are vibrating. Even as I'm sitting right here, my legs are vibrating. I can feel it in my arms, and it does. It feels like someone's taking, I don't know, a machine and putting on my bone and hitting the vibrate button.
Vibrating bones?
Vibrating bones. What is that? I stopped looking things up online because every time I look something up online, it tells me I have
it's cancer.
The worst form of cancer that no one's ever discovered before. Yeah, it's like the worst thing ever. So
you've had kind of a roller coaster ride of health stuff because I remember a couple months ago
you thought you were dying.
You thought something was going on and you got real healthy with your food.
Well, I think so. They gave me wrong results. They made me think something was wrong. That's why I was so afraid. They did a couple tests and finally they realized the test was wrong.
Okay, so then you were good on that.
I think I'm good. I don't know. I've really gone to the hell.
Well, I mean, look at you. Now you got vibrating bones.
I got vibrating bone. I got the VBs.
Oh, man.
What is this vibrating bone disease?
Dude, I have no idea. Thank God I don't have vibrating bones.
As we're talking right now, I'm feeling a bone, not chilling, but buzzing. My bones are buzzed.
You got a buzzed boner?
I do.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, so I know we got a lot of medical people out there that listen to the program. Let us know.
Did you ever get an answer on the weak grip strength?
I think I got old man's hands, dog. I think I got the old man's disease. I really struggle with gripping. Even this weekend, I was trying to open up a bag of peanuts. I couldn't get it. I was struggling so hard, I had to bite it open. And I should have been able to open these peanuts.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's funny.
It is. Falling apart is kind of funny.
Okay. So does anybody with any medical knowledge around here know what's going on with Jaybird's weak grip strength and buzzing bones?
I'm over here. I'm in a tailspin.
Okay, Virginia, there's always something interesting happening in the life of Jaybird. So he's given me a rundown of 5 different things. One of these did not happen, but the other 4 did.
Okay.
Okay, so which of these did not actually happen to Jaybird? He bought Girl Scout Lemon Up cookies at 1 o'clock in the morning from a person he doesn't know. Okay, did that happen? He got into a parking lot accident in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh, I'm surprised that hasn't happened more. Terrible driver.
He got drunk and bought thousands of roosts and furniture and don't really remember what he got.
I think that's a typo. It's thousands of equipment and furniture. Went drunk to buy it. Someone took them there, me, but bought it drunk.
Wait, what? Are you drunk now?
Maybe. I don't know. I think there might be some residual.
Someone took him there.
Buzzing bones.
I mean, me.
No, I don't want people to think that was drinking and driving.
No, everybody knows that we don't do that. We do Uber.
Basically, going out and buying furniture when you're drunk and not really remembering what you got.
Has it been delivered?
Not yet. Oh, well, don't ruin the game.
Okay. All right. Did this happen to Jaybird? Had to apologize for writing something offensive to a female listener.
Oh, boy.
And had an impromptu ice cream session with a girl he just met. Okay. So which one of those things did not happen to Jaybird? Do you have a guess, Virginia?
There's a lot in there. There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack. So I'm thinking the furniture happened.
Okay. What makes you say that?
Drunk. And he probably wasn't just drunk.
What does that mean?
You're probably high.
All right, take it easy. Kids are listening. The youth.
The ice cream party is the one that fascinates me because that means that you had the touch of a female.
Just because you have ice cream with somebody doesn't mean that you had the touch of them.
I mean, you at least got to give her a hug.
I don't know what kind of ice cream parties you are going to, but I want an invite.
So do you think that might be the thing that actually did not happen?
Yes.
Impromptu ice cream session. Okay.
That Girl Scout story is so specific, and I did see a bunch of Girl Scout cookie boxes all over his house.
But did you see Lemon Ups? Because Lemon Ups are kind of my jam right now. Didn't know it's a lemon fan. But is that made up for trickery reasons? I'm in your head, Sinicki, and I like it.
I'm going to stick with the ice cream one. I hope that happened, but I don't think it did, but I hope it did.
I could see that because it would be odd for him to volunteer something that involved a girl and would open the door for you to start grilling him on a possible love encounter.
Right. And it's a girl that he doesn't know. He's not really meeting up with girls that he doesn't know, I don't think.
You don't know me, Sinicki.
Unless he's keeping secrets.
We all got secrets. You need to step off.
Okay, I got some good odds on that. The one I think is having to apologize for writing something offensive to a female listener. The only thing is maybe he did it inadvertently and it sounded bad the next day and he realized.
It was an accident, but yeah, he could totally have done that.
Yeah, I think he could have, but I'm going to say that might be it because everything else sounds pretty on point, unless it was maybe the parking lot accident.
I'm in your head too, Ralston. Your cat doesn't know the answer.
He definitely hit a car in a parking lot.
But he's got his new vehicle. You don't think he'd be more despondent coming in here today? Be like, I got my new car.
Probably not. Honestly, I could probably be in a wreck and I'd probably.
Jaybird, some people think that maybe you've got like a pinched nerve in your back. Maybe that's what could be causing the issues that you're having with the weak grip strength and also with the feeling of the vibrating bones.
Vibrating bones. I looked it up. It's not a medical term.
Okay.
An official term. Medical or vibrating bones.
Yeah, somebody thought maybe it sounds like a cervical spine issue, a herniated disc in your neck. Somebody said they just went through a cervical fusion myself.
All of it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so we got answers.
Somebody said there's an old tale that when your bones vibrate, it means a spirit is inside of you, just living life with you. Maybe you have some kind of possession going on. That's why you're vibrating.
That sounds like it could be happening.
That is probably.
Whoa.
I forgot to send you. I'll send it to you for tomorrow.
Okay.
But there's some weird stuff going on already at the place. I told Virginia about it.
Some spirit action?
Well, there's something going on.
With you?
Vicky from the Weird Whenever podcast gave me a piano, and I think it might be haunted.
Yeah, I saw that in the video. Rocco was playing it.
Yeah, well, it plays by itself at night sometimes. I'll hear, and it's out of tune a little bit, so it's extra creepy. And I don't have any animals running around unless it's Chewy's spirit.
Dang.
Did he play piano?
He was not a good piano player. He was more of a saxophonist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him. Okay, which one of these things did not happen to Jaybird? He bought Girl Scout Lemon Up cookies at 1 o'clock in the morning from a person he doesn't know. He got into a parking lot accident in the Walmart parking lot. He got drunk and bought thousands in furniture and doesn't really remember what he got. He had to apologize for writing something offensive to a female listener, or he had an impromptu ice cream session with the girl he just met. Virginia's thinking it is the ice cream session. I'm going to just do a shot in the dark. I'm going to go with the parking lot accident.
You don't think that happened?
I'm going to say no. I feel like that is something you threw in there thinking we would just easily be like, of course he did that.
Huh, Ralston, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like the profiling here.
So I'm gonna go with that one.
You're a mystery, though. I mean, it could
He
be
is.
any of them,
Yeah.
except that buying furniture drunk. I know that happened.
That feels like
it's very on brand.
I'll keep the suspense light. It happened.
What'd you do? You went to a furniture place and just picked some stuff out and
Yeah, I was doing some drinking, and then my handy guy came over, and I'm like, I really want to get this, blah blah blah, and I need that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we can just go now, and I'll take it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and I do not think that was a good idea.
It was not a good idea.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea. I don't remember what I got. I can't find it either. In the moment, though, I loved it. In the moment, I loved my furniture. We'll see what happens. We'll unpack it and
Do
see
you
what
have a
happens.
delivery date?
Yes, I do.
Okay. When's it coming to your place?
I think it's coming in March.
Oh my, March.
That seems like a long time. What are they making it by hand?
I gotta go ahead and.
Did you get something Amish?
I gotta look in my little notes. It's in my notes somewhere.
Yeah.
Where, where they? Oh, let me get your information. All it's in my notes.
Okay.
What
Your notes?
store did you go to?
City Furniture.
Okay. I've got some stuff from there before.
Well, if the Virginia's got a couch. Virginia hates my couches.
She does. Why? Tell me about them.
They're from 93.
No, they're
They're
not.
1993 looking couches.
I bought them brand new from Badcock. I bought them brand new.
They're hideous. They are awful. They don't match the room.
Go look on our Facebook Live video and tell me if they're that hideous, because she likes to just overdo the opinion. Oh, Jay, he's got the worst couch, and M&M wrappers were everywhere, and oh my God, she's very fake news.
Yeah, there's a video on the KVJ Show Facebook page. It kind of shows off your place a good bit.
Just ripping on my
nice.
couches. She hates them.
The couches are just not, they don't fit the room.
No.
They're dark brown. He's got like beautiful blue walls. Like it just looks like bruising. It doesn't match.
We had a fun time.
She'll be over again soon.
She's got a lot to say.
A lot to say.
Okay, so which did not happen? We know you got the furniture with a little bit of a buzz on. That'll be a fun surprise coming up.
I think it's going to be cool, though. I think we're good. My guy backed me up.
All right.
Girl Scout Lemon Up cookies at 1 a.m.?
That happened.
That feels okay.
1 a.m. Where were you?
So a lot of this is going to be kind of tied in. There's a theme here.
Okay.
I met a lot of my neighbors over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of the neighbors listen to our program. A lot of them do.
Okay.
So I met somebody that's one of my neighbors. They're talking about how, Bird, if you need any kind of Girl Scout cookies, we got tons of them.
Yeah.
So about midnight, I was on Facebook, and they're one of my Facebook friends, and they messaged me and go, hey, just let you know, we got those cookies anytime you want them. And I go, well, do you have any Lemon Ups right now? And they walked to my parking lot, and I bought Lemon Ups in my driveway
so
at
you're
1
doing
o'clock.
1 a.m. Girl Scout cookie deals in a parking lot?
Lemon Ups at 1 a.m.
Was the Girl Scout at home asleep, or was she actually there?
The kid?
Yeah.
No, it was an adult that gave me the Lemon Ups.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're not meeting boy, wouldn't that look
It's
terrible?
weird if you're meeting young
He's meeting a
girls.
12-year-old in a parking lot at 1 a.m. to give her money.
Let's make this. Let me make this clear. I met the adult. They walked over to my driveway, and I went out and I bought the Lemon Ups from them at 1 a.m.
Right. Yeah, we need to clear up this picture here. Imagine the police swarming that parking lot. That's tough to explain.
I didn't know I loved Lemon Ups so much. They are. Have you had them?
I think I have.
It explodes with lemon in your mouth. It's
Okay.
like you're eating a lemon rainbow.
A lemon rainbow?
Yes.
Never had one of those.
Fat Kevin, you'd be into it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the Girl Scout cookie thing happened. Did you get into a parking lot accident in a Walmart parking lot?
That did not happen. I tried to throw you off the set, and Kevin Ralston knows his boy.
Sniffed you out.
You did.
Sniffed it.
Because I thought, like Virginia said, there's no way he didn't hit somebody in Walmart. Definitely did that.
Yeah.
I tricked the witch.
Throwing us off the set.
So tell me about this ice cream party.
See, I knew this would get her going.
I'm surprised you volunteered that.
This isn't sexy at all.
Okay.
Again, this is a neighbor who she's married, got kids. She's a little bit older.
She's got her eye on the prize.
No, she came over, introduced herself, and had me walk over. They were making homemade ice cream, and I ended up having some with her.
Okay.
And her kids were in the backyard. But
Okay.
it sounds more salacious, the headline. I knew Virginia, but, you touch a boobie? What happened?
How did you not put on any weight this weekend?
I don't know.
Honestly, listen to what he's talking about. He had ice cream parties. He's getting Girl Scout cookies.
I did have a couple brisk walks this
Okay.
week, so I'm doing the work.
I would have to work out for 8 hours straight if I ate what you ate this weekend.
I know. He's got a great metabolism.
It's unbelievable.
If I take off my shirt, though, I look bad.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell I'm kind of portly.
Cookies and ice cream.
Cookies and ice cream, yeah.
And you had to apologize for writing something offensive to a female listener.
One of my brother's friends always gives me a hard time on social media. If we post anything on KVJ, they'll say something just to get my goat. And I'd posted something on social media, and they had kind of like a slight comment towards me. So I just put, suck it. And I meant to actually put shove it. It auto-corrected to suck it.
Oh.
And I thought it was my brother's friend. And the next morning, I'm looking in there, and I go, that's not my brother's friend. Oh, that's a female listener. I wrote suck it to. So I had to go the next day and write her a private message and delete that comment and go, I didn't mean to write suck it. I thought you were my brother's friend. I'm so sorry. I tried to write shove it, which isn't really that much better.
Okay. It all makes sense. Well, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, got an email from this guy who's going to be getting married, and he's not real happy. His fiance wants him to lose weight for the wedding. He's getting some extra family pressure as well, and he wants to know, should he do it or not? We'll discuss coming up next on the KVJ Show.
Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
You ever got something you want to run past us, you can send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Got an email from this guy. He said, my fiance wants me to lose weight. Do I? He said, I'm getting married in mid-March, and my fiance has told me that I need to lose 20 pounds before our wedding. I have put on some weight in the last year, and she said that I would thank her later if I did this. I'm not really a willing participant in this weight loss, so my fiance has recruited my own sister to increase the pressure on me. But I just stopped to think about how this would look if it were me and my brother pushing my fiance to lose weight. People in my family think this is fun and they're rooting it on. But would they have a different feeling if the genders were reversed? So is it easier just to commit to losing the weight, or do I need to set the precedent that my appearance is my own domain for me to choose how it looks? I've never been married, so I'm just learning the ropes on what you fight for and how in a relationship.
Don't do it.
Okay, Virginia, any thoughts on this? You being the lady here on the show.
I don't believe that anybody should ever be forced into a diet program that they don't want to be a part of. If this guy is saying he's happy, he doesn't want to lose the weight, yeah, he's acknowledging that he's put on some weight, but he's not motivated to lose it, and you guys are just throwing this on him. If I was him, I would just say, no, I'm not doing it.
The truth of the matter is, honestly, I don't think that she's like, oh, you'll thank me for it. I think the truth of the matter is probably she wants him to look as good as he possibly can in the photos. That is something that a lot of people think of is how they're going to look in their wedding photos when they look at him in 20 years. And I want to be like going, oh, look at how good my man looked on his wedding day. And that's why she's pushing it, but she's putting it in the thing where you'll thank me later. You'll be happy about this. And he does have a good point. How would this sound if the genders were reversed? It was he and his brother being like, honey, come on.
It would be awful.
You need to lose 20 pounds. You would look a lot better in our wedding photos. You'll thank me for it later.
Yeah, Wallace Pennington has heard enough. I'm out.
Had a feeling you'd be out.
The marriage is now off.
It's off. Yeah. If you can't love me the way I am with my bigger body, then we don't belong together.
A lot of people have put on weight during the pandemic. It's just like what we're going through together. Yeah. So I think she should maybe be a little less judgy.
What?
Some might say that, hey, look, she cares about you. She's worried about your weight. She thinks that you would feel better. You would feel better about yourself. The photos would look good. What's the big deal about encouraging your partner to try to lose some weight when they've put some on? Is that really such a big deal when it comes to a relationship? Or is weight something that's taboo and you should never make many comments to your partner if they put some on?
If they ask your opinion, you should tell them truthfully what you feel. But he's not asking her. She's like putting down the mandate.
She's basically saying, hey, fatty, get in shape for the wedding. That's really what's going on here.
It sounds like she's trying to use some clever psychology to make him feel like this is for you.
Which makes things worse sometimes when somebody acts like they're, I don't know, psychoanalyzing you.
I know what's good for you.
And you can actually see them doing it and they're not really good at it. That's even more insulting. Like, don't psychoanalyze. You don't know me. You don't get it.
Yeah.
And this may just be how she's going to be in your marriage. Like, if she's going to tell you what to do all the time and you're expected just to fall in line with whatever her directives are, that's not a marriage.
And so it begins.
You're not going to be married for long because eventually you're going to get sick of that and you're going to be like, okay, bye.
Right. Think it through, my man. Think it through. Okay. Any thoughts on this? 877-979-WRMF. You can also start getting your column outs in as well. Okay, so we got a guy that's getting married in mid-March, and his fiance is asking for him to lose 20 pounds, and she's recruited his sister to put pressure on him as well to do it. He's just curious if he should do it or not. And Finn is on here from Vero with a thought. What'd you want to say, Finn?
Yeah, I was just going to say go with it. Lose the weight, and then you always have that card to play. When she puts on her freshman 20 after she gets married, you can always call her out and say, hey, girl, you need to lose weight. She can't say no because she called you out.
Okay, all right.
And that's what marriage is about, calling each other out left and right.
You got to have those cards to play.
Hey, if she wants to call him out, call her out too. Why not? Yeah.
That's genius. Okay, so go with it.
Maybe don't get married to somebody who calls you out.
That might be the better move.
Maybe get married to someone who loves you and will go with you through it all, fat or skinny.
I couldn't imagine being with somebody and they were eyeballing what I was eating. Like, oh, you gotta put the hand pie down, Jaybird.
Look, if you enjoy life and food and drink, you're gonna go up and down.
Yeah, you will.
That is just how it is, and I don't think we should be mad at ourselves for going up and down. You know,
you just gotta find somebody that's gonna go up and down with you.
Amen.
Somebody said I would rather her tell me to lose weight than to tell me we're doing some choreographed dance skit with the bridesmaids and groomsmen. So
people really hate on that dancing and singing.
You don't want to go TikTok famous?
People hate that stuff. I think it's kind of fun.
You are a man of dance, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some of the other comments that people have sent in here. Somebody had said that they should change the focus from him losing 20 pounds to the both of them doing a 60 days to be our best and healthy focus challenge. Need to start things as a team, not as adversaries.
I'm so glad I'm not getting in shape for a wedding.
Jaybird, you need to get in shape for our wedding pictures.
Oh, this sounds so miserable.
Here's something you'll never hear.
Let's exercise so we can get ready for our, I don't know, death sentence.
Doomsday.
Yeah, I don't think marriage has just ever really fit into your thing.
Not the way not this kind of marriage.
No, this sounds pretty awful.
Okay, we got some call 'em outs here today. Jaybird, you need to call out somebody that you ran into at a garage sale.
She was running a garage sale. By the way, Virginia, if you do like garage sailing, my whole neighborhood leads the league in garage sales.
I do, but I like estate sales.
Even her garage sales are annoying.
I
fancy.
like when it's like, I don't like it when it's the stuff that they don't want anymore. I like it when it's the stuff that the person has passed away and they still had all their good stuff.
So I'm walking up and she's already in some kind of argument with somebody about the prices. There's something about the price that they're both arguing with.
There's always a negotiation.
Yes, there's some negotiation going down. So I found this little piece of furniture that a little table I thought was cool, kind of antique looking, and she originally said it was $50. She said $50. I swear to you, I saw a sign that said $50. Then the sign went away, and she tried to get it for $100 off of me, and she was reeked of vodka.
What time of day we talking?
We're talking about 10:30 a.m. in the morning, hammered.
Wow.
So I decided not to buy it because she wanted the 100. I go, well, you said it was 50, and now you're changing the price on me. And she gets into another argument with somebody who, I guess someone dropped the money on the ground, and the woman running the garage sale grabbed the money and didn't tell anybody, and then someone was calling her out for taking somebody's money that fell down.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, you're drinking at 10:30, the prices are changing, what the hell?
Let's not judge drinking at 10:30.
I agree, because I think I might have been...
Easy.
But drinking and garage sales just don't seem like they should mix.
You see it sometimes where the person running the garage sale, they got their little vodka or whatever.
That reeks of sadness.
It does, right?
She would run it.
I got a drinking problem, so I'm having to sell off some of my stuff for the cheapest amount of money I possibly can.
Well, I think she had kind of like a anger problem too.
Oh, geez.
Because she just seemed to be at odds with everybody.
She sounds like a very dishonest woman who's drunk and a horrible mess.
Yeah, and she did have nice furniture though.
She did.
Yeah, she did. She had me there, but I didn't get it.
When she sobers up, does she realize she sold everything in her house for like $10?
I don't know if she's the kind of person that sobers up. She had alcohol face. Everything was red. Like she just looked.
And it sounds like she's raising prices, not rolling back.
It looked like she's a seasoned drinker. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, they wear it.
Did you wear it?
You can tell what they do on the weekend by how they look on a Tuesday.
She had been drinking a while. That was not a 10:30 drink. That was
on her first ever beverage.
She poured that at 7A.
Yeah. Wow.
Garage sales there's always some kind of drama. They're very fun to go to.
Fascinating for people watching.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Anne used to run them all the time, and she would get into fights because people try to, get you down on the price. And this would be stuff that would be 75 cents. Oh, no, I want all 75 cents. Like, Anne, it's a quarter.
There's a lot of emotions at garage sales.
Oh, yeah. Anne ran one, and she started crying. It was terrible.
Because she was selling something that she loved that had sentimental value.
It did, and the person wanted to pay for it less, and then Anne's reaction was crying. It was awful.
Oh.
I had to leave. It was so uncomfortable.
That's terrible.
My buddy was having one, and he was selling stuff, and so it was his daughter's stuff, and everything he would sell, she would chase the person down the driveway screaming and crying, "No, that's mine!" And so as they're trying to walk to their car, they've got like a 6-year-old kid hanging on them, crying, and they're trying to give it back, and they're like, no, and they're trying to pry their daughter off of the person who just bought the item.
You're selling memories.
Oh, it was gut-wrenching.
That's terrible.
If you ever need to drink vodka at a garage sale, that was the one.
That's not what I want at my garage sale. I don't want tears and sadness.
Oh, it was tough. I'm like, you need to go lock the kid up, man.
Or mean drunk people. I don't want them either.
No. Okay, some other call-em outs here. Somebody said, I'm calling out my sister-in-law for telling my wife she makes too much time for me and not enough for her. She then proceeded to tell us to delete her number and take us off of social media, all because we haven't hung out in a little bit. And then she acts later as if nothing had happened. Okay. Fun family stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-huh.
That sounds like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's why people don't want to hang out with you, because you're
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, that's tough. Therese in Pompano is calling out her 7-year-old for Superhero Shirt Day. I got him the Incredible Hulk. He's now having a full-on meltdown because he wanted Superman. First of all, we're a Marvel comic family. And secondly, the Hulk was only a superhero who could get there before Tuesday. And third of all, I can't fit in the shirt. So who's going to wear it now? So.
People do get mad when we mess up the genres. If we say the Hulk is from, I don't know, DC, and I don't know if he is or not.
Right.
But if we get it wrong,
the DC and Marvel worlds,
they get mad.
They don't mix well. Mm-hmm. Somebody else wants to call out their husband for bringing Reese's in the house when I'm trying to lose weight from my surgery. Heather and Stuart putting that out there.
Oh, they already have those Reese's eggs out for Easter.
I know.
So good.
Oh my gosh, they are addictive.
They're at Walmart already.
When they break the boundaries of your house, it's tough.
Yeah, if it's sitting on your table and you're able to resist, you are a strong soul.
Most can't. And somebody else is calling out a guy in Coral Springs. They caught him kicking a dog this weekend. And they said, you know what? If you don't want that dog, we'll take it. So needless to say, we welcomed our third fur baby to the family.
Aww.
So they see the guy kicking the dog. They just roll up and
clearly,
take it?
Yeah. Well, they said clearly you don't deserve to have a dog, and if you want, we'll take that dog happily off your hands. And he said, take it.
It almost sounds like they go, we're going to turn you in, buddy, if you don't give us the dog.
Maybe.
Good for you.
They should.
Yeah, zero tolerance for that stuff. So, all right, let's see if you guys are ready to think fast here on a Monday morning. Got a couple different categories here for you. Whoever can come up with the best suitable and sensible answer the fastest is going to get a point for each round.
I try to be calm today.
Good luck, huh? Okay, here we go. Think fast. First one up. All right, a Disney character that starts with the letter S.
Snow White.
Oh, damn it. I tried to say Cinderella like
I
3
did
times.
too. Sin. It doesn't start with an S. Damn it.
Okay. All right, Virginia gets the
dog.
first point here. Very nice.
She's so good.
She's so good.
Oh, no, that wasn't very good.
Okay, next up, think fast. A college degree that starts with the letter A.
Associates.
Denny's. First one in on that. Associates. What'd you say, Bird?
Associates.
Okay. Bird, the only one not on the board yet.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh,
It stings when he
damn.
says it like that. There's a tone, too.
There's a tone.
Think fast. Name a foreign city that starts with the letter P.
Paris.
Palm.
Palm.
I'm sure if you...
Palm. Just Palm.
Palm City.
Palm friends.
Palm. Okay, Denny's takes the lead.
Thanks. I'm off. Virginia brought all that liquor over to my house this weekend, so I'm
You drank it all?
No, but I drank a lot of rum.
You like that rum?
I do.
It's that Louisiana spicy Cajun rum.
I guess I'm Cajun. Who'd have thunk it?
Or a pirate. Okay, next up, think fast. A famous dog that starts with the letter L.
Larry.
Larry.
Lassie.
Damn it,
Oh, Lassie.
There's got to be a famous Larry the dog.
Larry threw me off, by the way.
Kevin said nonsensical answers we will not accept.
Well, he shouldn't have hired a nonsensical guy.
Denny's is close to wrapping this up already. He's got a 3-1 lead on Virginia. Bird yet to get on the board.
The next dog you get, you have to name him Larry.
Okay, next up. Something you don't want to find in your salad that starts with the letter T.
Toe.
Talk.
Toe. Yeah, you wouldn't want to find a toe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a bird answer.
Very nice. And with that, Denny's going to wrap it up.
Killing it.
Look at that. That was a runaway Denny's win today.
Can you schedule like a little game I can win easily somewhere in the show just so I don't feel so bad about that?
What would that game be?
Oh, damn, it's cold.
Yeah, what's the game you win?
Wow, you're evil.
I thought you were getting us breakfast. You've been popping off about breakfast.
So you're gonna insult me and then get on my ass about not getting you breakfast.
That's how she operates.
The nerve on this witch.
Yeah, that's how she operates. I was kind of curious, Virginia, how did your crab boil go over the weekend? I saw some videos from it. Looked like a good time.
Yeah, I sent you some private messages from it because I guess, they didn't want anything on social media.
Oh, they didn't?
Because they didn't want people saying, you're having a social gathering during COVID.
Oh, they didn't want to get Facebook shamed?
Yes.
Did they hear you talking all that trash on the air?
I don't think they did.
Now, for anybody that missed out here, there was an announcement of a crab boil with a flyer that was going on in Virginia's neighborhood, and she takes pride in being a Cajun and all the great ways that she can cook up crustaceans. And
boiling is what I do.
Yes. And so you're kind of insulted that they didn't ask you to be a big part of this. And then on top of it, apparently they used the wrong crab on the flyer.
Yeah.
That kind of set you off.
And they also had, there's going to be gumbo. And I'm a 2-time gumbo champ. I cook gumbo a lot.
And a very gracious winner.
So, yeah, these are people that live on the other side of my neighborhood, so I didn't know them that well.
Okay.
And I'm just starting to assimilate with their little group, and they're fun. They have a good time. They like to get rowdy. They like to have beers, but I didn't really know any of them.
So you trashed them on the radio.
I was talking a gang of S-bomb last week about this party, and then as the party's getting closer and closer, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I walking into? Am I going to walk into this party and I don't really know these people from the other side of my neighborhood? Are they all going to hate me because I've been talking a gang of S-bomb that nobody included me in the cooking part of it? And so I had to pregame because I didn't want to walk in sober.
Oh, yeah. And
of course.
Was his name Dale? Because you could not saying this guy's name's Dale. He doesn't know about Cajun.
His name's not Dale.
It's not Dale.
You got it wrong?
I got his name wrong.
Double insulting.
How insulting.
Dale fail.
Dale.
It's not Dale.
What's his name?
I think it's Dave.
Okay, so what's up?
She still doesn't know. Is she pregame before the event?
I had about a half a bottle of Prosecco before I even got there.
Okay, so
I was having fun. I was making TikTok videos.
Taylor, they don't want any of this on social media, but instead we're just going to broadcast on the airwaves.
Problem solved.
So I walked up and I'm like, oh, damn. Dale, he's Dale now.
He is Dale.
Dale has a rig. Dale's got a cooktop. He's got a burner and a pot. He's got all these
So he's not a rookie.
He's got all these contraptions I've never seen before. I'm like, this is some fancy S-bomb that Dale is bringing. I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's going to have the goods.
Is he all shtick and no stick?
So we're sitting there, and he's boiling. He's kind of across the parking lot. And everybody they set up their own little camp with their chairs and their family and kind of social distance that way. So there was tables spread out. People brought pop tents. But you were all kind of in your own little group. So I was over by my little group drinking, of course. And just watching Dale. Just watching Dale to see what he would do. And I'm watching him. He's running around back there. And it's now been an hour. And now it's been 2 hours.
And he hasn't talked to you yet?
And there's no food being served yet. And you know me. I'm real big on when a party starts. You gotta have the food, Dale.
Where's the crab, Dale?
Where's the crab, Dale? Virginia's in the corner just getting lippy, doing her act.
You're doing your two favorite things, drinking and judging.
Yes. Oh, my God. Kevin.
This is your ideal Saturday.
The weather was perfect.
Yes.
I was in the shade of a giant oak tree. I could not have been happier.
The weather was perfect for judgmental talking.
Oh, so perfect.
The forecast, judgy.
And then I had one of my friends sitting next to me. She's just as judgy. So if you don't got something nice to say about somebody, come sit by me. She did. It was perfect. And so when the food did start coming out, I will say this. Homeboy made a massive amount of those Alaskan crab legs.
Okay.
The long ones.
Okay,
the
Dale.
ones that everybody likes.
All right,
so Dale was bringing it with he had the corn, he had the potato, he had some shrimps in there.
What do you rate it? Dale's...
The crab boil part of it, I would give it, for a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I would have made it spicier, but that's just me.
Well, there's a lot of bland palates out there. You're a Cajun.
Right.
So go Dale.
Go Dale.
Uh-huh.
He also made a big gumbo. Not the best, but it was a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I would do anything if I hope Dale's listening.
I know.
Don't you want to talk to Dale?
I would love to hear
Dale.
from this guy. Now that he's getting graded and rated on everything he did, he worked so hard on.
He was so nice. I don't think he ever heard anything on the radio.
Graded, rated, and hated.
Yeah. Little does he know, this is such a discussion.
Big discussion.
I don't think he knew at all, but then somebody did say to him, oh, she is from Louisiana. She boils too. And he's like, oh, yeah. He had heard that there was another boiler in the neighborhood. And he immediately was like so kind. He was like, oh, I'm not from Louisiana like you, so I probably don't do it the same. Like, he was very, very sweet. I felt bad for talking so much S-bomb.
A lot of people, too, are calling out Virginia, is saying you have no business calling anybody out when it comes to serving food at a party because of that chicken wing thing. Remember? She's going to have a chicken wing party but only have 12
15
wings.
total wings, yeah.
Yeah, and had an attitude about wings and was doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
The nerve again.
I think she made a big deal. Didn't you not serve any chicken wings? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
We talked 20 minutes about how she had a weak-ass chicken wing game. And then she didn't
serve
wings.
them, yeah.
And you got the nerve to call Dale out.
Yeah, I'm very judgy. Just meet me.
Sounds like a good time though for you.
Oh, it was a great time. I loved it. They had a DJ. There's a DJ in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
How many DJ Joshes are there going to be in life?
I think every neighborhood has one.
There's so many DJ
If your name's
Joshes.
Josh, that's what the name means.
This is a new one, a different one, DJ Josh in my neighborhood.
Josh means player of music.
Yeah, I think it's a city mandate that every South Florida town has to have a DJ Josh.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. All right, well, there you go. It sounds like you got a passing grade, Dale.
Yeah.
You did a good job, Dale.
Oh, okay. I'm sure he can sleep tonight.
I don't think he listens. Thank goodness.
I was thinking about this. Your life's signature moment. In fact, Dr. Phil was saying that most people have 2 life-defining moments, one negative, one positive. And they say that many of these will happen in childhood, but they can happen basically anytime. And I was thinking about this when I was watching the Tiger Woods documentary that they did on HBO. Clearly, there is at least one life-defining moment when Elon attacked him with that 3-wood after finding out his infidelity. His life really did change a lot after that. His reputation and also the amount of winning that he was doing. That really seems to be the dividing line, because I think he had at least 11 major championships up to that point.
He was invincible until, ironically, he got attacked with a golf club.
Yes. So a defining moment for him. Do you think that you have had one of your life signature moments, and what would it be? We will discuss coming up next.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, I guess we all have at least one, maybe even 2 life-defining moments. Your life's signature moment. And you can see it oftentimes with celebrities. You look, for instance, like at Tiger Woods. That meltdown that he had with his wife, Elon's got to be one of his life signature defining moments, because he was winning like crazy and he had pretty much a Teflon reputation. But then after that, you saw him as a philanderer, and then he started to have all the health problems that have caused a decline, or at least he wasn't winning as much and as fast. I think up to that point, he had at least 11 majors, because I watched part 1 of that Tiger Woods documentary that they had on HBO. He's got 15 majors total, and he was at 11, and they were just going to get into the infidelity part. So he won 11, and I would assume he's then won 4 since that happened, but it greatly slowed down. He was winning like a crazy amount, and then boom, that one night, and we're like, whoa, wait, what a big story that was. And it was just one thing after another that happened there. You look at O.J. Simpson and the defining moment, the signature moment in his life, and at least one of them was that big Bronco chase and the death of his ex-wife that he may have a big hand in.
He may have. Objection, Your Honor.
It's funny how murder will change your life.
It does.
Look at Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
The interesting signature moment in his life was actually someone else's stand-up routine that put the spotlight on his sexual assaults.
Which, in turn, was their biggest moment.
Yeah. So it is really kind of interesting. So, let's say, for instance, if we all got a chance to look back on our lives right before it ended, how many of us would see a defining moment that forever defined us or changed our life's course to say, yep, that's the biggest, that's right up there, 1 and 2. Because Dr. Phil said that most people have 2 life-defining moments, 1 negative, 1 positive. Interesting. And I guess you look at Tiger Woods, he probably have that as well.
Yeah, I think everyone on the show would have that.
What would you say would be your defining moment? To me, it's often that one thing that really changes your life's course and puts it on one path. It's like a butterfly effect kind of thing.
Right.
Where you just never know. If it goes one way, your life is going to be this. If it goes another, it's that fork in the road.
Yeah.
Mine probably is getting the job in South Florida, because I can't imagine that won't forever change the course of my life, because that opportunity and decision wound up leading to the person I married, the kids I had, and everything else. And realistically, I'm going to probably spend the rest of my days in South Florida. So if that doesn't happen, who knows where I wind up and where I go and then what I even wind up doing.
I can think of 2 for me. One would be me giving my kidney to Bigfoot. That's huge.
Do you think that changed the course?
I think it changed my perspective in life.
You saved a life.
Well, I think a lot of that was a big spiritual thing for me too. And I was during a time where I desperately needed something spiritual, which leads me into the second thing. 2 years prior, my mom had passed away, and I was very close with her, and she was on her deathbed for 7 days. So that's a long time to have hope taken away, and you do a lot of thinking. And that entire experience, without a doubt, changed how I look at everything on the planet.
Okay.
And both of those moments kind of went hand in hand with each other.
So you think at the end of your life, you'll still look back and say, those are the 2 signature moments of my life?
Well, it just changed my perspective in life, and I think that would be something that would be a life-defining moment.
What about you, Virginia? A signature moment, maybe changing the course, a path of your life.
So,
where you go? Do you think you've had one of them yet?
Yeah, I think I've had a couple.
Okay.
I think the first one that I had was back when I was living in New York City, and I was just trying to make it. And I told you this story about how I didn't get the job I wanted in radio. I was very low on the totem pole in the promotions department, but I wanted to be the promotions director, and I didn't get that job. And it wasn't looking good. And there was not even a glimmer of a hope for me to have an on-air position. And I left New York to go do a morning show. That was my first time ever being physically involved in a morning show in Mississippi with Scott and Darren. And
the low budget Kevin and Jason.
Scott and Darren.
Scott and Darren. That was my first taste of doing this morning radio thing with 2 dudes.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so fun. And I'm like, gosh, this is so cool. I want to do this forever.
Okay.
And now I am.
Yeah. See, what I wonder is where you are in your life right now. Do you still have a major signature moment coming up? Because look at some of the other stories that we know. Guy who just passed away last week, Phil Spector. He was a guy that produced a lot of massive hits in the 60s and older before my time. And then he murdered somebody, trial, spends the rest of his life in jail. Harvey Weinstein. Think about him. Later in life, in his 60s, and gets busted for all that stuff that he'd abused all those years. That clearly is another signature moment that has changed the back end of his life. So do you have one of those still on deck where your life is going in one direction, all of a sudden, it's a abrupt right or left turn?
And it doesn't always have to be this massive headline. It's just, I think it's going to be unique and different for each person out there. And what may seem small to you might be huge to another person.
Well, I think it does. If it doesn't happen, your life is radically different. And you could say that about Tiger Woods, Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson, Harvey Weinstein, all these stories that are big stories that we all know. That is a signature moment, and their life is radically different before and after it happened.
I mean, the easy answer, too, having kids, especially if you weren't expecting to have kids, that's
oh my gosh, a kid just fell out of my hoo-ha.
Well, you think you got all these plans, and all of a sudden, kids here.
Yeah.
It changes the course of some people's lives.
So any other celebrities you can think of with those massive type of signature moments? Did you have one yourself? You can hit us up, 877-979-WRMF at the KVJ Show. Talking about your signature moments or even the signature moments you observe in other people and what happens. And I was talking about where I kind of got the thought of the concept was looking at Tiger Woods' documentary and where he was before the whole moment where he got busted cheating with Elin. And it was that weird night because remember they wrecked the car and there was a 3-wood and there's all kinds of problems. And that just really, what happened at Tiger's place there in Orlando? And then you start hearing the stories and everything else coming out. And somebody brought up a good point, too, and I think this is key when you talk about somebody's signature moments. They said it's almost like that Tiger moment was 2 signature moments in one. On one hand, he crushed his wife's heart, and everybody saw him as a sleazeball, and his golf career was battered and, never really recovered. He didn't win at the same pace he was earlier in his career. But on the other hand, he's 10 times a better person than he once was. He's a good father and a decent human being now. And signature moments can do that. You can have something like that. You're living your life a certain way. And you look at a lot of these celebrities that we know their signature moments, they are fluffed up with power, money, and influence, and they become a terrible person. And they believe that they're invincible. And it's that moment where their invincibility crumbles and they get brought back to earth. And it is a chance for them to have a reality check to maybe be like, okay, that was not right, and they can change who they were in the last part of their life. They can live the life that they should have lived and be the person they should have been.
Well, look at Kramer. Kramer was that beloved, goofy, comedian, and then that night at the comedy club, when he went on that racist tirade, changed the.
Well, Dr. Phil's saying that is kind of interesting. He said most people have 2 life-defining moments, one negative, one positive. You think about it, for most of those people, they probably had the positive that put them on the path.
When Kramer got Seinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the negative where it comes crashing down, you get the reality check, and then maybe you eventually become the person that you're supposed to be.
Do you think that dude Armie Hammer, him being a cannibal, do you think that's a defining moment for him?
For the record, he's denying that he's a cannibal.
Okay, gotcha. But that scandal like
I don't know, Armie. I believe the women.
Yeah. And people were talking about that, saying, well, all those things he was doing wasn't defining, but it's the moment where a Harvey Weinstein gets caught,
busted.
Yes. So
the actual blowing up of the scandal.
It is the spotlight, is the whistle being blown. It's those kind of things because otherwise it would have gone unchecked and you continue living on your life.
Someone like a Charlie Sheen, they have to have 17 or 18 of these life-changing, right?
It's kind of interesting. Some maybe has had more than 2.
You're right. I think some have had more than 2.
Yeah. So interesting thought. Have you had both of your defining moments already in your life? And if not, then what do you have coming up?
I want the good ones. I don't want those bad ones.
Sometimes, though, the bad ones make it better.
I don't know. I'm scared of them.
So is life, Virginia.
And you should hold on to that fear. That fear is good for you.
I want that Mega Millions one. Can we get that one, please? Can you see these numbers?
We win it, but then all of a sudden, Sweet Kevin gets hooked on cocaine. Who knows what happens?
Kevin would not get hooked on cocaine.
I'm just saying.
What does me and my cocaine have to do with you and the lotto?
Kevin is too disciplined to let cocaine get him.
They say the lottery changes even the most honest of men.
Who says that?
The lottery people.
The lottery people do not say that.
Because that's a terrible slogan to sell tickets. Bad marketing.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby.
It's the whacked out news.
People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Gotta let you know, if you love hanging out in Key West and just think it's so charming seeing those chickens running around all over town, just want to let you know that the city commissioners in Key West have decided to make it illegal to feed those free-roaming chickens. I say those in support of the plan feel that the chickens carry and spread diseases, destroy property, and cause copious amounts of fecal deposits on public property.
Uh-oh.
And people who feed the chickens will be punished with a fine of $250 per day for the first violation and $500 per day for repeat offenders. They're now waiting a second vote, but it looks like it might pass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the chickens are already there. Now they're just going to be more pissed and hungry. Are they thinking this is going to stop the chickens? Because the chickens are there.
They say the chickens aren't starving. They say that they're getting enough food anyway, so they're going to be okay.
Okay.
But if you fed chicken to a chicken, would they like that chicken?
Cannibal chickens?
I think they would.
Especially if it's like a deep fried chicken tender. How can they not like that?
If you gave like the Popeyes chicken sandwich to a chicken, I'm sorry, he would eat it.
Or the buns.
Or the Buns chicken and seafood. Any chicken's going to eat what you put in front of them, I think.
Well, that's the problem. They say, look, there's enough bugs here on the island. That's what they're supposed to be eating, so stop giving them popcorn, french fries, and chicken, because that's just twisted.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong for them to eat chicken?
It doesn't feel right.
Do they still go on the same set of cannibal rules as humans?
Their brains are so tiny, I don't think they get it. He don't know he's eating chicken.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wonder, is it so bad for the chicken to eat a chicken tender?
Well, I think what they're saying is it's not healthy for them. Their diet should be bugs, and that's what they should be eating. So this tourist food is not good for them. So stop feeding them, or we're going to find you in Key West. Just so you know. That's the warning. Of all the things you can't do in Key West, feeding chickens is not one of them. The Coast Guard rescued a 41-year-old man on a makeshift raft off the coast of Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park there at the west end of Key West. You ever been there and seen the fort?
Yeah.
Dude was out there on basically just a raft that appears to have been made out of wood pallets in a hand truck. He had no food, no water, no radio, said the Coast Guard spokesman who found him. I don't know what he was doing or where he was floating to. Maybe he just had it in life and said, you know what? I'm just going to build a raft and put it in the water and see where I wind up. I'm going to float to Cuba.
That is a cool little state park. I explored it last time I was there. Mm-hmm. Very fun and very different from the normal experience you have in that town.
Yeah, it is nice.
Because I went with a bunch of kids, so I'm like, oh, what can I do that doesn't involve me having rum runners and chugging upside down? I don't know.
What
I had
else
to
do
get
you
creative.
do in this Key West?
Yeah, I was like, I don't even. Oh, there's a state park. Oh,
wow.
And it's actually awesome. Okay.
How about that? Well, there's a guy here in South Florida that is apparently a beer bandit. He's been responsible for at least 7 thefts of booze. The 43-year-old man got arrested after deputies spotted him carrying cases of beer outside a Tamarack drugstore. His car matched the description of a vehicle spotted at the scenes of several other beer thefts around Broward County. After they took him into custody, he admitted to stealing beer at 7 stores since October.
The Beer Bandit.
The Beer Bandit. Yeah, he had a name. I mean, if you're going to be a criminal, you want a moniker, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's a great name.
When I was in a low-budget backyard wrestling league, there was a Beer Bandit character, and his finishing move was he puts you in a headlock and then pours a beer down your throat.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Beer Bandit.
Well, this guy faces 11 charges, including petty theft and cocaine possession.
Well, that's how you get so much energy to rob for the beers.
Okay, you go faster that way.
Yes, you rob much faster when you're high on cocaine.
No word on it if you purchased the cocaine or if you stole that too. If it would be, he would be the beer and blow bandit. So, I don't know. Got a 36-year-old guy named Ronaldo Leonard who stole a running ambulance in Houston on Thursday while some paramedics were on a call, and he drove it straight to a Jack in the Box drive-thru. He even used the lights and sirens and everything to try to get faster service. When the cops caught him in the drive-thru, he was arrested for felony theft.
What are you thinking?
And he thinks he's going to get his food faster. A woman in Mexico recently stabbed her husband when she saw some pictures of him with a younger woman. Uh-oh. But apparently when he was able to finally get the knife away from her, he explained the woman in those pictures was actually her when she was younger. Crazy woman.
I love accidental stabbing.
Oh my gosh.
Accidental stabbing is funny.
Wait a minute, that was me?
That's you in the photo.
Sorry. Whoopsie.
There's a couple in Missouri that called in a fake bomb threat to the preschool where one of them was working because they just wanted a paid day off. They had to evacuate the school, which included rolling sleeping babies out of their cribs.
Oh my god.
So how did they get caught?
They're dumb.
They probably called from like a phone that's connected to them.
Because that isn't, I mean, that would work. To get you out of stuff, but you just can't get caught.
In the moment it works, but then they figure out where the call came from by just looking at the phone records, and they're like, oh yeah, it's an employee.
You'd have to call from a payphone. I don't even know if they're around anymore.
They had used an anonymous texting application with a fake phone number to call in the threats, but after the first call, the preschool evacuated. And then after that, they evacuated some more people, so they tried it again. And then that's when the feds, I guess, got involved. And they were able to track down, even through the anonymous fake phone number, who exactly had done it.
Of course.
So when you do it multiple times, then you're going to get in trouble.
They can find you.
You would have to have somebody go to a payphone wearing a mask to do that in today's day and age to not get completely caught.
Even if you use like a burner phone for stuff like that, they can still catch you because they have video of you buying the burner phone.
I don't think anything's erased anymore.
You're
unless
right.
it's a KVJ video, and then we can't find it. Like your pregnancy with Rocco, it was on Periscope. That's gone.
Gone forever.
But everything else is usually.
Live birth, no big deal.
First one to do it, too. Came to work the next day.
I didn't go to work the next day.
2 days later, you came to work.
Monday, yeah.
There's a guy in Pennsylvania got arrested for hunting an imaginary man in a Walmart parking lot. Boy. Whoa.
That is.
Wow.
Someone's going through something.
What is going on there? And if you don't like how they're doing COVID tests here in America, be thankful you're not in Beijing, China. Some hospitals there have started using rectal swabs. They say those can be more accurate, so they prefer that method for checking to see if you've got the coronavirus.
Oh, Corona butt?
Imagine if we had to do that when we were at the Palm Beach Stadium. Remember we were doing our COVID? We have to put our butt out in the window.
You stick your ass out the window crack?
Whoa.
I mean, the video of that'd be a funny picture.
Swab and go.
Dang. How about that? All right, well, they say here in South Florida, when it comes to the COVID, the virtual learning is coming back. Well, actually, back in the brick and mortar schools is coming back slower than any other part in the state. And it's starting to cause some problems. Just how bad is it? I will let you know coming up in minutes here on the KVJ Show.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
I didn't realize that the virtual learning is so prevalent. We kicked our kid back into the classroom a while ago, but it is still very prominent here in South Florida. In fact, they say more in South Florida than really anywhere else in the state when it comes to the virtual learning. You got more kids in Broward County. About 33% of students are now attending class at an actual school. That's up from 27%, but that's still the lowest rate in the state. So they're not going back as fast in Broward. About 55% of students in Palm Beach County are expected to attend school in person when the semester starts in early February. That's up from 45% from where it had been. In Miami-Dade's at about 45%. So that's kind of where it is. So some parents say they still have many concerns about COVID-19 or the quality of the in-person education, and that's why they're not sending the kids back. Your kids both are back, Virginia?
They are. They were both struggling with virtual, scholastically, attention-wise. Magnolia basically just said, Mom, I'm going back. She's like, I can't.
Yeah, they say for a lot of kids, the novelty. At first it was kind of fun, but now they're kind of tired of dealing with mom and they're ready to go back. Plus, they say student achievement has plummeted since most students started taking the classes virtually last March. And right now, absenteeism and the number of students earning Fs have skyrocketed in all three districts in South Florida.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So they're trying to get them back as soon as they can and encouraging parents to get them back sooner.
The ripple effect of this is just what's scary to me, you know, because if you've got kids that are currently gathering grades for their transcripts and they're getting D's and F's, like that's going to affect where they're going to be able to go to college.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, there's always community college. It's good for it. It's cheaper. And it's transcripts, manscript.
There you go.
I'm just trying to be half full here.
Higher learning, schmurning.
I'm just saying.
Could you imagine Jaybird as a guidance counselor?
Oh, I'd be great.
That D kid, you're fine.
You're
D
fine.
stands for dynamite.
This is a favor, yeah. Community college. This is great that you're eliminating all these other higher learning places.
Look, you get a great education at a smaller school like that, then you go to the higher learning. I'm just,
okay.
That's not for everybody.
Kids would love you.
I think they would.
You know, my guidance counselor told me, he said, good for you on that D.
He's real loose.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to the parties.
It is fun. My kid was home last week, and he did a day of the remote learning. And so it's always interesting to watch because you've got the teacher and then you got all the kids who just look mindlessly bored and just kind of like looking around to see what they got going on. It is fascinating. And I think you do kind of forget because I came up and saw my son, and I was like, I gave him a hug and a kiss, and he's kind of,
Get off of me.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that the whole thing was going on.
Ruining my rep.
Yeah, so we're far enough into it. Has everybody seen something pretty interesting on a Zoom call by now? And if you have, what has been that thing that you saw? Because we've had a lot of meetings. We've had a lot of virtual schooling. Well, we still got some virtual schooling going on. In fact, in South Florida, there are higher numbers than anywhere else in the state. Broward County is leading the state for the amount of kids that have not gone back. They're trying to up that number because they said they're noticing some drop-offs and the grades and things that they would like to start seeing, and so they're trying to get a little bit more forceful with parents, say, hey, we really need to get these kids back. Somebody texted and said, yeah, we live in Miami-Dade, and my son is doing horribly with online learning. He started going back in person today. He's probably already ruined his chances for college because of it, but the good news is there is a lot of trade schools out there looking for kids and actually paying for them to go to the trade school. So kind of looking for that. It's not easy to find people that want to learn plumbing or air conditioning anymore. Didn't know that.
Denny's brought that up on Weird and Whatever, that there is there could be, because there's so much YouTube and social media stars, so much of that going on, that a lot of those jobs, especially with the youth, they're struggling to have kids go into that kind of field. And if you are looking for a career, those are the good kind of careers to have if you want steady income.
Yeah,
those jobs are wide open.
Open markets, yeah.
Work air conditioning in South Florida, and you'll always have a gig.
You will.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the things that we're starting to see, though, as we continue to do all this virtual learning, working from home, and all these Zoom meetings. Somebody said my 15-year-old daughter was on Zoom in the kitchen, and my 14-year-old son came around the corner behind her in his underwear. He wanted to die. Could you imagine how embarrassing that'd be if you're 14?
14's a tough age to be in your underwear on a Zoom call.
It's adorable.
Somebody else said that I was doing a Zoom call for a religious service with about 95 people, and an elderly woman about 75 years old on the call forgot she was on camera and proceeds to undress until she was fully naked.
Girl.
And no one could stop her. She probably couldn't hear
couldn't hear, and she's just undressing. And
that's rough. You see it all develop. Like, no!
I don't want to look, but I can't look away.
Wow.
That's tough.
Teacher texted and said, yeah, I had a kid that brought his iPad into the bathroom and sat on the toilet. Trying to get him to stop.
No, you can't poo live in your class.
No, let's not. Let's not. Pam is on here from Boca. What is the craziest thing you've seen on a Zoom call, Pam?
Well, this wasn't even what I seen, or this was actually what I did. I was in training for my new company, and I wasn't on video, thank goodness. The trainer was on video, but I did not have myself on mute. And I have a wall behind, like a fold-out wall that I bought off Amazon that I just keep behind me for when I am on Zoom calls. And my cat was getting frisky, and jumped on the wall, and the wall came toppling down on the back of me onto the laptop. Everything fell from the desk. And so all they heard was a crash, and then I yelled, "You're such a douche!"
Cat knocked down your backdrop.
And everyone stopped talking, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, that was my cat. She just jumped on," and nobody understood because I wasn't on video. All they knew was I just yelled, "You're such a douche." Really loud.
You know, there's a lot of cats that can't be douches, though, so I get what you're saying there. Yeah, that definitely does happen.
Cats are kind of douchey by nature.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, too, is what you hear that is going on. In fact, that's been an issue where I know when my kid was doing a lot of the virtual learning, they had to let the parents know, be like, yeah, a lot of you are bursting into the room and you're not using the best language. And so we're hearing a lot of F-bombs and the such.
I can only imagine how many F-bombs teachers are hearing.
Yeah, I mean, look, trying times sometimes bring out an F-bomb or two.
Yeah.
We're all in it, baby.
Yeah, somebody said I was on a Zoom call. My husband walked by the picture window outside with a chainsaw dragging what looked like a body. Apparently he was playing a prank on her, but like the people on the call didn't take it very well.
Yeah, pranks. when the prank doesn't go well.
And she didn't realize what was going on, and people in the meeting started kind of freaking out, and somebody almost called 911.
That's amazing.
Ah, geez. Oh, and how about this? Somebody said, yeah, we had a school principal that motorboated a teacher. They were both married, but they didn't realize they were on camera, and he comes up and goes,
wait a minute.
They were both educators, and the one was the principal, and his wife was on. She was a teacher. And he came up and didn't realize.
Oh, that's his wife.
Yeah, she was just sitting there at the table, and he didn't realize her laptop was on. She was on a call, and he didn't realize. And he goes, "Hey, honey." And he's the principal.
Oh, I kind of like that. That's his wife.
I do too.
I mean, it's funny.
Let the man motorboat in peace.
That's awesome.
Somebody said, yeah, there's this woman. She had a seascape background. You ever seen where they've done that, the fake green screen in the background?
Yes.
But apparently she turned her head enough so that it popped by the green screen and you could see her husband's dangling penis right behind her.
What was he doing back there?
I don't know.
Well, he thought he was safe. He thought the seascape was hiding
She's
it.
okay, but she moved and tricked the seascape.
Whoa, surprise dong. You never want that.
Yeah, there's a whale in that ocean, so there you go.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Could you imagine talking to people after they died? This might be the future. This is where science and technology is taking us. Microsoft has just patented a technique that could turn dead people into 3D AI chatbots. Now, what the system would do is it would collect all sorts of data on a person and then make a 3D model of them that can have conversations powered by artificial intelligence. Now, right now, Microsoft doesn't have any plans to make it, but they wanted to patent the technique because they believe that the technology is right around the corner and that there will be a market for this.
They've done this at the Holocaust Museum. They interviewed a bunch of Holocaust survivors, and as you know, they're getting older and they're dying. They have it set up where you can go in and you can interview a Holocaust survivor. You can ask him questions about it, and they will answer you like they're speaking directly to you.
Wow.
It is so freaking cool. And these people have passed away in the past, 3 or 4 years. But the technology is amazing how they did it.
Okay, let's say Virginia is no longer with us, and they have this clone, and they bring her out, this robot AI thing you're talking about. Me and you and the people can't tell really a difference. It sounds like her, it looks like her, it feels like her.
Yeah.
Why are you feeling it?
Well, it looks and sounds like her.
You're right.
Copperfield Pennington over here.
Could you get through that, or that still sketch you out, even though you can't really tell a difference?
It's a great question because is this comforting or is it freaky? And it probably depends upon, one, your relationship with the person who is now the chatbot. But then, two, what is the experience like? Because I just feel like the one thing that technology has not nailed yet is the idiosyncrasies of personality.
But they have all of her annoying traits. I mean, this robot is annoying AF, so it's very realistic. It's very true to life.
Yeah. It is the reality of what you're probably going to start seeing. They say that they'll have images, voice data, social media posts, messages. So in a sense, will people ever really die? Or will a part of who they are or their brand or their image or their likeness or their attitude continue on?
Well, okay, so let's say, when my mom passed away and we had this ability, I missed my mom when she was gone, but if you had one of these robots that kind of slides right into your life within 2 weeks, do you miss that loved one as much if they're so similar to what they were in real life? Do you get used to it?
I don't know.
Does that help with the pain?
I don't know. It kind of makes it feel weirder.
I'm just saying, I think as a human, you might get used to that kind of behavior.
Remember Kanye made that thing, that hologram for Kim? And it was her dad who's been dead for a long time, talking to her all about her accomplishments and how proud he was of her with her legal stuff. And it was his voice because they had figured out how to pull video clips from other stuff he had done to make it sound just like him, and it looked like him. It was a hologram of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you'll know until you've done it and had that experience. Because you got to have the emotion of the loss, than the experience of talking to the person. And when we start doing this, I imagine we are going to start doing this. If Microsoft has patented, this is coming. The question is when.
And it can't be low budget. It's got to be, for it to really work, if Kevin died and we brought in a robot Kevin, you can't tell it. You should not be able to tell a difference. That's the only way it's going to work, in my opinion.
Well, but you think about it right now, and you can still, with a lot of things, the CGI is still there, but you can, in many cases, yes, you can still tell there's just a little something that's not quite there. When they have the AI talking to you and responding, it's just still a little off. So when you start doing this, imagine, Jaybird, if you're talking to your mom, but it's just a little off.
It would be weird. That's what I'm saying. It cannot be off. If our robot Virginia was in here and she's like, all right, Kev, coming up in the dirt of the day. If she does that once.
Remix.
I think it's off. It's flawed. We don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want that devil robot in here.
It looks pretty real and pretty good. I mean, there have been some movies now. The one thing that they're doing in, for instance, the Star Wars movies is they're taking a character and they're making them digitally look younger. You're seeing that in a lot of movies. And I look at that, I'm like, it's cool, but it's still not quite right. So you're going to have this. And I love the conversations I have with my mom. That's one thing that one day, yes, I know I definitely will miss those. And to be able to have those conversations, she gives me so much great perspective. And whenever I just need to work something out, I talk to my mom about that. I'll definitely miss that. Can I rely on my AI mom to still give me the same kind of sound advice and be that sensible sounding board that I've used my entire life? Or is it going to be like her advice going to be just a little bit off to like, wait, that doesn't quite make total sense. My mom would never tell me that.
She repeats the same kind of phrase or line from a month ago. You're like, wait a minute. I think she's just repeating lines now. And that takes away the human element.
Yeah.
And you think it's just being on autoplay. I don't like it, Kev. I think we're out.
But like with anything, I think it'll get better. And so you'll probably have to go through, we're going to be the people that will have the first awkward generations of this. But imagine in maybe 30 or 40 years, this just might be reality that nobody ever truly dies, that what continues on is going to be a collection of your responses and experiences that'll then be redone in image and voice likeness.
But it's not real. And like, I know it's not real. And so I don't really want to lean on something like that. I want to live in reality, not fantasy.
But we are starting to live in this world that's turning more and more into the Matrix. I know, Virginia, you haven't seen the movie, but it's
too confusing.
It's a virtual world where people look at the goggles we're putting on our faces, the video games that we go into, the Sims that wind up happening. It seems like more and more every single year we take more of a step into turning our world virtual.
I don't like it.
And not into reality.
We're getting to a point where you eventually in the future could make love to Abraham Lincoln if you wanted to.
I don't even think his wife wanted to.
I'm just, whatever. He was very sought after. But I think even down to the all of the fixins, if you know what I'm talking about.
So is this something that we should greenlight, or should we stop this right now, talking to people that have died to their chatbots?
This one doesn't scare me as much as when I hear a story like Barbara Streisand cloning her dog. That scares me more than this.
To me, what scares me about this is, where does it stop? When do we finally say, guys, we are heading too far into virtual worlds. We're not even living in reality anymore. And we're doing this to ourselves. We don't have to. When is it cool and when is it too much?
The robots have already, it's already happened.
I don't think that, like, I would be down with them VR glasses and all that. I know all the kids are doing it, but I mean, there's enough cool things to go out and live just in life. Like, I don't need VR glasses.
Someone sounds real old.
Well, paint me with the old brush. It's fine.
I'm with you. That VR stuff makes me nauseous.
It trips me out. I don't like it. You know, life is awesome. Go out and live it.
Somebody texted in and said, check out Upload on Amazon Prime. Your subconscious is uploaded and still going on and can still interact with the living. It's crazy.
But it's not really your subconscious, though. You know what I mean? It's the information of your subconscious.
It's a computer-generated subconscious that it thinks you would have had.
Yeah, it don't know about me. It's not craving pizza.
And there's an episode of Black Mirror about this on Netflix. So if you want to see that, it is science fiction, but soon it's going to be science fact. Anything else you want to say about it? 877-979-WRMF. Nothing better than the real thing, baby. Got to tell you, when it comes to dogs, give me the real stuff all day long. Have you seen the viral video of the dog in Turkey that's been waiting outside a hospital for her owner for 6 days?
Aww, sweet pooch.
She followed the ambulance to the hospital, and the man's daughter would take the dog home at night, but it kept going back. The video that you can see online has different clips of the dog waiting at the front door of the hospital, plus in that happy moment when she and her owner are finally reunited. So, yeah, that's why, man, you talk about the virtual stuff. Ain't nothing but the real thing, baby. So, there you go. All righty, coming up here, we got Jaybird going to be dropping a big old thought for the day on us.
Yeah, I don't go that big.
I'm really, to me, is going to be a big highlight.
I've heard that he is going to bring a banger. That's what he told me.
Really?
He's like, I'm bringing a banger, yo.
Wow.
He said, fire, yo.
I said it just like that. This comment, this quote's going to be lit, bro. It's going to be lit.
Lit. Okay, well, we got a lit comment coming up.
It's more of the KVJ show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, he's going back. Tom Brady is going to be in his 10th Super Bowl, and to add to the whole mystique of Tom Brady, he is going to be the first with the team to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium. So
of course he is.
Yeah.
Magical unicorn.
Yeah. And you saw a little bit of the good and bad. First half, he was something. Second half, he came out, had like 3 picks in a row. So he did struggle a little bit in some of the play. But it was good enough because they jumped out pretty fast there, like in the second quarter. And right at the end, they made a decision to go for it on 4th down. And that was pretty much the difference. They beat the Packers 31-26. So Tom Brady is going to be there. And sadly, Virginia's husband's team, the Buffalo Bills, they lost to the Chiefs 38-24 in Kansas City. So it will be the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champs, with the guy who has gone to the Super Bowl more than anybody else on planet Earth, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Oh, we get it.
It's just too perfect. Of course it's working out perfect for him.
If he wins the Super Bowl, does he hang it up this year after, or does he keep going?
I don't know. He still looks relatively great. I know he had the 3 picks, but he did some good stuff. And he just seems to be that one element that he knows what it takes to get to a Super Bowl and how to win.
When does he talk about the deal he's got with the devil?
I know, right?
He must.
So it's really amazing considering, I watched Tom Brady a lot because he went to Michigan. He played my Ohio State Buckeyes and beat them several times in college, but he wasn't that great in college. He was a 6th-round pick in the NFL, and that, should be some inspiration for some people as well, too. If you're a late bloomer, Tom Brady was a late bloomer. He came in, nobody's expecting that out of him. He wasn't this big heralded recruit that was a 1st-round pick, the first guy to go in the draft. He was the exact opposite. And now look, the greatest of all time came as one of the last picks in the 6th round of the NFL draft. And there he is.
All right, so maybe I'm just a late bloomer.
Yeah.
All right. Because I thought this whole time I was in my prime. But
yeah.
Maybe
You've got a lot more coming. You're going to pop.
The best years are ahead of you.
I feel, okay, this is good. This is working for me. I like
this. You're going to pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on deck, man. You're due. I'm sorry to see, at least for this reason, the Buffalo Bills not winning, because I was coordinating with Virginia yesterday. Her husband, Panda, had said that he wanted to get slammed through a table. I was like, good heavens, why would you want to do something like that? And then every time I see these Buffalo Bills on there, they got this thing called the Bills Mafia, and these barbarians slam each other through their folding tables for some ungodly reason.
They do it a lot at the tailgate.
Yes.
They'll have like food on the table and everything, and these big dudes will get up on something really high, and then they'll jump through the table.
I don't get this.
I want it, so I get it.
We went and bought a table and everything. We were ready.
I know, because I was like, when he said that, I'm like, well, would he consider? He'd said like his dream was to get slammed through a table, and I was like, that's odd that that's anyone's dream. But
he wanted to jump off the 2nd story of our house onto the table.
No, he didn't.
That was his plan.
What?
I was like, Panda, I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's a great idea.
Maybe this loss saved his life.
I am afraid of these people and these tables.
So if you guys have a table that's ready to have someone slammed in there, I would be tickled pink to slam Panda or have him slam me. We gotta slam that table.
Yeah, that would have been if they won.
I hear you, but there's other things to celebrate in life.
But it's a Bills thing.
I get it. I just want to get slammed, dog.
He just wants to go through a table so bad. He needs it.
Don't you have a bad back?
Terrible, but I mean,
yeah.
Bad back, big heart.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so I was kind of bummed when I saw that this morning.
I
didn't watch
know.
the end of the game. I was like, oh, man, I would have loved to seen Panda do it. He lit up when he was talking about it. I was like,
he was so excited because you just confirmed what he already wanted to do. I was the one telling him, you can't jump off the second story of our house onto a folding
well,
table.
I didn't know a second story of the house.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of our discussion.
He wants to fly through the air onto the
my
table
goodness.
and then smash it.
Okay.
I'm supposed to see Panda today too.
Okay.
Panda,
They're having a boys' day. Panda had to take the day off from work. He knew either way he wasn't going to be able to work today. Either he'd be too happy to concentrate or too sad to concentrate.
Really?
So homie took a day off.
A personal day after the Bills. What would he have done if they had gone to the Super Bowl? Would he have taken the day after that too?
He was going to go to Tampa. He was going to probably drive over there on Saturday and just be in it. He wanted to be in the thick of the fun and the Bills fans.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be like because they are allowing, like you said, 22,000 people into Raymond James Stadium. And I've been to several games there, and they do have tailgating lots and the such. And I'm wondering what they're going to allow because when I went to the national championship at Hard Rock Stadium, they had people walking around and they were not letting you tailgate. You were supposed to go in the stadium at a certain time. You weren't allowed to congregate outside your car. They lightly were saying, come on, you got to move along. There was somebody that they were watching a flat screen inside of, they had like one of those buses. They came in and made him turn the TV off and get in the stadium.
Really?
Yeah. So I wonder what it's going to be like for tailgating at Raymond James Stadium. Will they be that way? And not a lot of tailgating. If that's the case, then there's not a lot of atmosphere. Trust me, I love tailgating.
I know.
But it may not have been where you're going to see tables set up and people getting body slammed through them.
I don't know if you guys have ever been body slammed through a table. It's kind of freeing. There's something to it.
You've done this?
Yes, I have been. I've been slammed through quite a bit of tables.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I used to do low budget backyard wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been through many tables.
When you go through the table, is the table then broken?
Yeah, usually. And it's really all on how you sell it, too. You can make it look horrific, even if it's not that bad. It's all about how you sell it, Virginia.
How much is the table? If you destroy it.
We got it from Home Depot. I think it was like $50.
$50 story.
Okay.
Panda, if you're listening, bring that table over today. We'll do something with it.
You don't want to save it for next year?
Yeah, Bills could be in the Super Bowl next year.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Let's buy a new table next year. And what are the odds?
How much table cash you think I got?
And what are the odds that the Bills will be back? I'm just saying. On just stats.
Don't tell Panda that.
No, they're actually going to be great next year.
I agree. Never mind, Panda.
Stop it. We got a young quarterback.
Yeah, Panda doesn't need to see this guy today. He's like, what are the odds they're going to be back?
Bring the table, Panda.
Somebody sent us a video of a Bills fan jumping off a box van and missing the entire table, landing flat on their ass.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how you not do it.
Just tell Panda not to miss. It's very key.
Well, Panda doesn't really drink. Like, I think a lot of people that jump through those tables look drunk.
Yeah.
So I think his accuracy and his aim would be dead on. I just worry about the after effects of jumping through a table from the second story.
Sure. They said you need to cut the metal supports underneath, too, because you can break your back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy just totally missed it.
You do have to get the metal bars out.
Can you unscrew, like, all the nuts and bolts so it breaks easier?
Yeah, there's ways to do it. That's what wrestlers do, to where it gives pretty easy.
All right.
So
I'm just about having a cool video. I don't want him to have permanent back damage.
Well, yeah. Well,
that's part of the experience.
It's part of the consumer experience.
Yeah. Somebody else said I went to the Minnesota-Tampa Bay game in December, and there was no tailgating then. So, yeah, whether they're going to be tailgating for the Super Bowl or not, I would imagine no, but I haven't heard yet, definitely. So, if you are planning on going up there, it'll be interesting to see if anybody's got tickets.
The NFL just sent out an email with ticket packages where you get like the whole like cool fan experience. Those start at $9,000 a ticket.
Yep.
And those are for the crappy seats.
Yeah. Yeah. The
per ticket.
Yeah, the one ticket we saw in that one suite, almost $500,000. It's crazy. So we won't be going.
No.
All right, before we got the After the Show podcast coming up on YouTube and Facebook, and of course always on demand on all your podcast apps. Jaybird, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
Life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself.
Damn.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.